San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime year.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego, and happy Tuesday to everybody out there in America's finest city. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan, alongside Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant, and we are getting off and running here on a Tuesday, as mentioned before, after what was a very frustrating loss yet again for the San Diego Padres, dropping the game last night 4-3 to the San Francisco Giants. And a lot to unpack with that. A lot to unpack with last night's game. I think a lot of people could talk about the starting rotation. Although that being said, like Nestor Cortes, despite getting, as Mike Schultz said, ambushed early, he did do a decent job of settling in after that. Unfortunately, the damage had probably already been done. Ryan O'Hearn almost saved the day late in the game with the pinch hit home run against the left-hander, by the way. And we'll talk more about that later on. But I want to start with, and this is not the reason why they lost, even though it might seem like that. They got to be able to keep the ball in the yard if you're Nestor Cortes. They got to be able to execute against Robbie Ray. They got to be able to put it all together. It's never the umpire's fault. But I'm going to tell you right now, what MLB did yesterday was an absolute catastrophe. It was such a erroneous call on the Xander Bogaerts no home run. What a joke. I mean, what a flat-out joke. It's almost laughable. Baseball, you are making your product laughable with how bad of a decision that was. And for many different reasons. On the fan interference. I hate fan interference. You want to know why? Because it's so subjective. The ball didn't touch anybody. It maybe barely grazed the fan out in left field. And by the way, didn't lean over the fence. He was on the other side of the fence. Heliot Ramos is one of the worst outfielders in all of Major League Baseball, and we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt because the guy dropped the ball. Rolled completely through his glove. No, it was not interference. There is not a single angle that you could tell me that was interference. Go out there, be a big leaguer, make a catch. I have seen way more things that are more egregious than that not get called interference. That was not interference. There was 100% chance that was going to be the call on the field. And Major League Baseball still screwed it up. And I don't want to get some BS. Well, technically. No, that's not fan interference. That's a joke. That's a flat-out joke. I can't believe, and here's the other thing. Now, if they would have called it fan interference on the field and then said, we can't really tell, and we got to go with this call, I would have accepted that. I honestly would have accepted that. I wouldn't have liked the call too much, but I would have accepted it. I love what Mike Schultz had to say about it. He knows it was a joke. He goes, if it was so clear and obvious, why did it take 2 minutes and 40 seconds for them to figure it out? That's a great question, Mike. I don't know why it took 2 minutes and 40 seconds to figure it out. It's crazy. I mean, it's such a bad call from the get-go. Such a bad call from the get-go. I'm just so sick of seeing this the replays just and look at replays and go, what are the old men sitting in New York even watching? I don't even know what they're watching. I agree with Mike Schultz. I don't understand. I don't get it. Mike Schultz watched that for 8 innings after getting tossed, or however long it was. And he's probably watched that thousands of times. There's not a single time you watch that replay and be like, yep, you know what? The fan wasn't there. Heliot Ramos would have caught the ball. It rolled in his glove and then rolled out. Terrible. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I will call out the BS from MLB umpires as much as I can. And it's not even the umpires on the field. It was New York. This whole secret thing is ridiculous. Give me an explanation. And God forbid Mike Schilt leaves the dugout to get an explanation because they don't say anything, right? They don't say anything. Get it going. It's ridiculous. And if you think that I'm saying that's the reason why they lost, I mean, come on. Give me a break. Give me a break. It was not fan interference. It was a joke. And I wanted to start that with that. I thought that was absolutely a joke. Now, you know what else is a joke? Ryan O'Hearn not playing. Why isn't he playing? Why isn't he playing? I don't understand. I don't get it. We're going to dive deeper into that at 10:30. But the answers that Mike Schilt gave did not make any sense. Okay, if you wanted to go through a couple of scenarios in which, well, Nestor Cortes, fly ball pitcher, not going to have Merrill today, want to have speed in the outfield. You know, we're giving Manny the day off, so he's going to DH, and then Iglesias is going to play third. Okay. Fair enough. But as AJ Cassavell mentioned in his article today on MLB.com, that's interesting if Ryan O'Hearn doesn't start against left-handers all the time. Ryan O'Hearn does well against left-handers. Well enough to play every day. Why did you trade for this guy who's an all-star if he's just going to sit on the bench? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand the logic. You know, if you want it, that little play of logic from last night makes a little sense, but I don't get it. I mean, how many times are you going to watch Ryan O'Hearn come off the bench and do really well and be like, why isn't this guy playing? If you want to do it because of Bryce Johnson playing defense, okay, fair enough in center field, but don't mention, oh, well, Bryce Johnson's really good against left-handers. Come on, man. Really? Bryce Johnson? We're starting Bryce Johnson over Ryan O'Hearn? You got Laureano play center. You got O'Hearn play left if you really wanted to get him in the lineup. You need some type of spark. I don't get it. I don't get it. But last night's game is frustrating. It's even more frustrating. Did I not say this, Frank, yesterday? I might have mentioned this. It's going to suck more when the Rockies that are hot right now beat up on the Dodgers and everybody beats LA except for the Padres right now.
Yeah, that happened as well.
Teoscar Hernandez looked like Heliot Ramos out there in the outfield. Where was that over the weekend? Teoscar Hernandez was so bad in the outfield yesterday for the Dodgers. Mookie Betts had a meeting with Friedman, and Dave Roberts like, I need to go back out there. This is ridiculous. I mean, come on. Where was that over the weekend? Where was it? Can't believe it. A missed opportunity. A missed opportunity last night for the San Diego Padres. Nestor Cortes not keeping the ball in the yard, not great. I will agree with Mike Schilt. He did settle in after that, which is great. I mean, you got to be able to throw up zeros after that. But you can't be giving up crooked numbers super early and getting ambushed anymore from the starting staff. You're not going to survive. You're not going to survive. You have to be able to jump on teams early. Keep your team in the game. I thought Nestor Cortes, after the first inning, did a good job of keeping his team in the game. I thought the bullpen did a good job of keeping their team in the game. But they gotta change something with the offense. This is the team that they have. There's got to be some type of way to mix things up to get the runs going. Get some runs on the board. It's a frustrating game last night. And again, as I mentioned before, even if the Bogaerts home run counted, it still would have been a tie game. I'm not saying that's the reason they lost. I am calling out a bad call, though. It was terrible. It needs to be addressed. This is why people lose interest in watching baseball. They have all this like BS happen around it. That was a joke of a call last night. And then the thing I hate about Major League Baseball the most is this like weird, we're not going to tell anybody what's going on. We're just going to give hand signals and then just be like, oh, just appreciate what we have to do. No, stop it. The NFL explains what's going on. The NHL explains what's going on. Even the NBA And basketball now, walk over to the little mic and like explain the entire thing. I don't understand what Major League Baseball was doing last night or what angle they were looking at. It didn't make any sense. I will back up Mike Schilt on that. Absolutely. I thought his little rant last night was great. It's 100% true. It's 100% true. But where I will not agree with Mike Schilt, some of the things on the questions he's getting asked. He's getting asked some fair questions about Ryan O'Hearn. He's getting some fair questions asked about Gavin Sheets. I still don't understand why Jose Iglesias is starting, aside from a situation like last night. Aside from getting Xander or Manny or Cronenworth or anybody in the infield off their legs and having them DH is the only time it makes sense for Jose Iglesias to start on this team. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't know why. And Sheets is, O'Hearn is a rental. He's gone at the end of the year. Why isn't he playing? I don't understand. He has proven that he can start every single day. He has shown, and the stats have been shown in that article. We've shown it a couple times. Just this season, OPS against left-handers entering last night's game. O'Hearn on the Padres, 8-12. Done it all year with Baltimore, too. Iglesias, 741. Johnson, 741. Jake Cronenworth, 715. Luis Arraez, 636. I don't get it. What? You look at the physical evidence and the data and the stats, and it still tells you he's not bad against left-handed pitching. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. He almost saved the day again last night. Unfortunately, there was only a 2-run homer. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Off and running here on a Tuesday. Let me know what you thought about last night's game. Frank and I are going to talk about it in a little bit. We'll go deeper into the Ryan O'Hearn situation. Again, I don't understand what they're doing with that. We'll take a deeper dive in some of the numbers and talk about it as well. We're just getting started here on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. This hour 97 through the fans brought to you by Nativa Interiors. This Labor Day weekend, two iconic design companies are joining forces for a warehouse sale. Join Nativa Interiors and hold it contemporary home in Miramar for huge discounts on living, dining, bedroom, and outdoor furnishings. Call or text for more details at 619-215-6893. All right, Frank. What was your biggest takeaway from last night's game? Let's be frank with Frank.
I don't agree with the non-home run call. Just first and foremost, I don't agree with it. I can see where you can get the interference because if you look at stills, the guy's arms are out over the field of play. You could say obstructed vision, that thing. So I understand where the call came from. I don't agree with it, but I do understand where they could have gotten the interference on there. As far as the game, though, last night, that was a game that could have really took a big tailspin on Nestor Cortes. 3 home runs in the first inning, immediately down 4-0, and he settled in after that. I mean, as bad as it is to be stuck in a 4-0 hole in the first inning, especially after the weekend that you had, that was the worst feeling. It was another feeling of, oh, here we go again. But for him to settle down the way that he did, he went 5 2/3? 5 2/3 innings. Threw over 80 pitches, threw 90 pitches on the nose last night, more strikes than balls. It was a fine bounce back performance from Nestor Cortes. And I think that if anything, if it's not the O'Hearn home run, that is the biggest takeaway, is that Nestor Cortes was able to settle in last night after having such an awful start.
That could have spiraled out of control,
yes,
for sure. I mean, he was left in there to just wear it, and he gave you zeros that you needed. It just would have been nicer if he was able to do that from the get-go. But remember, he is still, what is that? His 5th start, maybe, of the season? Maybe?
Yeah, it's his 4th. Yeah, let me get it.
I mean, he hasn't pitched that much. He's missed most of the season.
Yeah, he got hurt after his second start. Yeah,
right, exactly. So from that perspective, you have to have, his side too. So I get it. He goes, as Frank mentioned, 5 2/3, the 4 runs on 7 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, the 3 home runs. Again, got ambushed early. They threw up zeros late. Morgan did a good job throwing up zeros. Peralta did as well. The bullpen got the Padres back into a position to go out there and win. They need to be able to do it. Top of the order, Ariz and Machado both got a couple of hits. Laureano was 0 for with a strikeout. Bogarts was 1 for 4. Should have been 2 for 4. Iglesias 1 for 3 with a run scored. O'Hearn, as a pinch hitter for Cronenworth, had that big 2-run homer. And then Gavin Sheets, pinch hitting for Bryce Johnson, got a big hit too, unfortunately with nobody on base, and the inning ended up ending after that fact. But overall, the Padres need to play a lot better. I mean, they just have to play better. This is a 4-game losing streak that you can't necessarily have in the middle of a season. We talked about this before. The crucial 42, you're 14-9, which is not bad. But then in the final 42 that we've talked about, where you started the season 0-0 with the Dodgers for the final 42 games, you've jumped out to a 1-4 start. And LA, aside from playing the Padres, have yet to win. They've yet to win. They've gotten swept by the Angels and now 0-1 against the Rockies. Their only wins in that standpoint are against the Padres. I mean, you basically helped their cause over the last weekend. And you better hope that the Rockies can get them again to try to get a game back on these guys. But if that's the case, and the Dodgers split with Colorado, you got to win the next 3 in a row against San Francisco. Otherwise, you're going into the weekend down 2, which means you would have to sweep to pass them. If you take 2 out of 3, you're going to be down 1 for the remainder of the season and hope that one of these other teams can get the Dodgers again. And they haven't played good baseball since the All-Star break or since the 4th of July. In fact, I think, did Adam send it? I think he might have. Since the 4th of July, the Rockies are 16-22. The Dodgers are 15-22.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's right there for the taking. And you let them off the hook over the weekend. But again, they need to play better. I mean, getting only 3 runs. I know Robbie Ray, all-star, and everything like that. They got to be able to do better. And I don't. The lineup to me is not making a lot of sense. I mean, I don't know how many times we're going to see Luis Ariz bat second. And here's the thing: we're not saying he shouldn't play. We are not saying he shouldn't play. I feel like sometimes people think we're saying he shouldn't play. He should play every day. Luis Ariz should start against lefties, even though his OPS numbers aren't very high. His OPS numbers aren't really high in general. Doesn't walk a lot. He gets a lot of singles. I mean, his OPS is not going to be very high. He should start every day. I like, the Padres value the skills that Luis Ariz brings. He should start every day. He should not, right now, bat second on the Padres. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, Frank.
No, it does not. And as far as, talking about the pitching going, you still don't have a starting pitcher for Wednesday. It's the Vasquez, Sears, Waldron, whoever wants to fill that rotation spot by committee is coming up on Wednesday against Landon Rupp. That's going to be a big thing to fill. Whether it is Vasquez who's going to stay in there, whether it is going to be Sears who's going to come up and finally get a legitimate chance after getting shelled in Arizona, or if it's going to be another Waldron, hoping that he gets back what he had last year. That's also going to be a very, very crucial thing. Of course, lineup construction right now is a big point of contention with Ryan O'Hearn, and we'll get to that in the next segment. But that pitching rotation, that final spot until Michael King comes back and is ready to go, that's also going to be a very key detail as to whether or not you take this division.
Yeah, I mean, because the starting pitcher is going to get you to the rest of the season. The bullpen's going to get you to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as worried about the starting of the pitching in the playoffs because these guys have quick hooks now in the postseason. So it needs to, but if you want to win the division, the starting pitching needs to be better, especially early. And the last couple of times, it's been like even you, Darvish, you got ambushed early on Sunday and then threw up a bunch of zeros. I mean, you've gotten behind a lot, and I don't know what the telling signs are on that, but the starting pitching has gotten shelled early and then have settled in and thrown up a lot of zeros, but unfortunately had to climb all the way back. I mean, they keep setting themselves up to have to climb all the way back into games. We have a couple of minutes here. I mean, when everything's cooking, I'd like to have Fernando bat leadoff, but right now, with just the way he's getting attacked in terms of like pitch location and trying to get him out, and he's like in just a royal funk because they're worried about him hitting a home run. You know what? You got to start mixing some things up here to see what works.
You need to have viable protection behind him.
Protection
that scares you. And right now, Ariz is not that guy because Ariz is going to get a hit. But if you walk Fernando, he's only on first. He's not scoring from first base on a little slapper through the 5.5 hole.
And he's not really a threat to steal because Ariz is going to swing at every pitch that he sees anyway.
Exactly.
So there's really no threat.
You need to have a genuine protection player behind him, whether it be Manny, whether it be O'Hearn, whether it be Merrill when he returns. That is, I think if you do that, that is something that will really get him going, get him seeing pitches in the strike zone again, get him swinging at good pitches. That can really turn him around.
I don't think, I agree with you. I don't think a lot of teams are afraid of pitching around Tatis when you got Ariz behind him.
Right. Who's
going to hit into a double play or put the ball in play. And at the very least, he's got to be on second base if Ariz gets a hit. There's zero protection with Ariz batting second or batting behind Fernando. Yeah. Get O'Hearn up there. I like Merrill there. I think Merrill's had a little bit of a rough sophomore year. I think he's gotten unlucky a lot.
There's also the injuries too, made it very start-stop.
But I in an ideal lineup, I'd have Fernando bat leadoff, and I'd have Merrill bat second. And then I'd go with Machado. And then I'd go with O'Hearn. And then I'd go with Laureano. And then again, if you want to play the righty-lefty game
I
all
would
the way
honestly,
down, there's
I
some
would
other
probably,
ways to do it.
I'd probably put Xander 5, Laureano 6, because Xander's been hitting a lot better, and I want a couple more guys on base for Laureano to come up. But yeah, then go Arise, Cronenworth, and Fermin at the bottom of the order. That's a very solid order, and that's an order that would scare a lot of people.
I think so too. But I just, here's the thing. I'm gonna give Schilt the benefit of the doubt, and AJ Cassavell mentioned it in his article, and we'll tell you what that is when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. $10:34 on a Tuesday. I've already had a long Tuesday. I've already had a long week. It's Tuesday. It's not even like Padres related. I've already had a long week and it's only Tuesday. You ever had weeks like that, Frank?
I had a day that felt like a week on Friday. So, yes, I have.
I'm just glad I remember what day it is today. Unlike the last time where I didn't know what day it was. I kept guessing the wrong day. Anyway, I have gotten some compliments on my shirt, by the way.
Attaboy. Look at you.
Yeah. Something that's not happening this year because St. Augustine High School refused to play Cathedral in football this year.
No.
It's a shame.
We're on it again.
I'll just keep bringing it up because it's such a travesty on their part. Which, by the way, the drama is it sounds like they're saying that it was Cathedral that said they didn't want to play. I got evidence, dude. Don't go down that road.
Dun, dun,
Don't
dun,
you do it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Don't you do it. It used to be called the Charity Bowl, and then the PPR messed it up. I've told them this before. They messed it up. Paul Rudy got the name wrong and then made up his own name and called it the Holy Bowl, which I don't like. I liked it being the Charity Bowl, but now it's happened so much that they flipped the name, which not a lot of people appreciate. And so now, since Saints is not playing Cathedral, they decided to make this Cathedral Modern Day game the Charity Bowl, which really upsets old alumni because that was never you know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, if you want to go, they are doing a food drive for the game. Modern Day and Cathedral are doing a food drive to help people out. So that will be a part of the deal for the game on Friday if you want to tune into that. All right, back to baseball. Okay, I want to give the benefit of the doubt to Mike Shildt. I do that a lot. Okay? Some people are like saying he should be fired. All right, calm down. Calm down. No, he shouldn't. I do think a lot of his decision-making is head-scratching, but with answers, I can understand his logic. Now, a lot of the times he doesn't give answers. Instead, he asks questions like he asked AJ Castle yesterday, which I thought was ridiculous, when AJ asked about Ryan O'Hearn playing more. And Mike Shildt asked AJ Castle, well, where would you play him? It's not the answer, okay? Just say where he's playing. Like, AJ Castle was asking a legit question. Why isn't he playing? We would like to know. If he explains like the whole situation of, well, we're doing X, Y, Z, be like, okay, that's why he's not playing today. Not where would you play him? Whatever. I understand how those get a little frustrating, especially for coaches. But at the same time, it's like, come on.
And then he went on this thing after that. He's like, well, if I knew where you would want to put him, then it would help me kind of like. So basically saying, you tell me where to put him and I'll tell you why he can't go there. It's what it felt like.
Yeah. It's just, and people ask, like, why don't you ask? It's not worth like an argument. You're just trying to get answers down there. And I get it. I mean, anytime, and here's from his perspective, right? From Mike Shilt's perspective, I'm not saying what he did was right. Not saying it's wrong. From his perspective, when media ask managers questions about decisions, since there has been media in the past, not necessarily in San Diego, but media in the past that have like tried to get the gotcha moments, which is probably what has happened for Mike Shildt in other years, I could see why he'd be a little bit off base, a little bit offsetting on some of these, right? I can understand that to an extent. Okay. I'm going to give Mike Shildt the benefit of the doubt from what AJ Cassaville put in the article today about the lineup. Last year, AJ Cassaville mentions that Mike Shildt continued to lay out the same lineup over and over and over again in the month of August. Something that was frustrating to a lot of fans at the time. Something that was frustrating to watch. Why is Jackson Merrill batting so low? The kid is raking. Like, let's move him up in the order. That was part of the conversation last year. Why is Jake Cronenworth hitting near the top of the order? He needs to move down. They did that for the entire month of August. And then in September and late September, all of a sudden, Jackson Merrill's hitting near the top of the order, and Jake Cronenworth's moving down in the order. So last year, he kind of did it. You got to give him time to do that. And maybe they're just trying to go with the core group for the next, I don't know, couple of weeks. I will give him the benefit of the doubt on some stuff. But I still don't understand why Ryan O'Hearn is not starting. Maybe he'll start later on. I don't understand why Jose Iglesias ever gets a start at the DH position. It doesn't make any sense to me. Do we have some of the clips from yesterday?
Yes, we do.
All right. Let's play we have the one from the pregame where AJ Cassaville asks about the thing. Here's what the pregame was like of why isn't Ryan O'Hearn playing?
Ryan O'Hearn's had some pretty good numbers against lefties this season. Do you consider starting him against lefties, or is that you do him as a bench bat against left-handed pitching?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of things. Where would you have started him?
Places, there's options.
Right.
Necessarily like today or generally?
Today.
It's your call, not mine.
No, I'm just curious. Yeah, he's done fine. I mean, it's more about the reason I ask is I can answer the question more specifically, not.
And today there's two options, like maybe left and Oriano center, or DH, but obviously Manny's there today.
He is there today. So Manny's been going pretty hard, and he's played up pretty much every game, so we're giving him a DH day. And Bryce has also swung the bat well against the lefties, and looking him to get an opportunity to go play and play some center field. So it's a really fair question and definitely consideration. Just want to be specific to where that could have been. But, yeah, Ryan's done a nice job, and he is a great option for us off the bench.
Going forward, could we see that? Like, obviously it's day-to-day, completely dependent. But...
Yeah, I think it's always going to be flexible. I mean, it's going to be relative to just the total picture of who we have on the club that day. So I think that's – like every day, it's always a question of who's going to give us the best opportunity to go compete.
Okay. Where would you come on? Really? Like, really? That was Justin said it in the chat. It's very uncomfortable to watch and listen to, that little exchange. And then he made it sound like, well, it's going to help me answer the question more. Is it, Mike? Is it? I'd love giving Mike Shildt the benefit of the doubt. I will. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. Come on. And you know what? Good on AJ Cassaville.
Yeah.
Good on AJ Cassaville. I would have responded with, I don't know, left field, DH. And first, there's a lot of options out there. I like the way AJ Cassaville handled it. Like, hey, I don't know. There's spots. There's options.
And then to say Bryce Johnson is hitting well against lefties.
I mean, come on.
That's you basically just said that Bryce Johnson is a better option than Ryan O'Hearn.
He's an American League All-Star. Does anybody know that? Did you know that Ryan O'Hearn was an American League All-Star?
Oh, not until July when it was announced.
You didn't know that? Did anybody know that? I mean, Bryce Johnson almost did hit a bomb.
Here's the thing, though.
Elliot Ramos got yelled at from the fans. I don't know. Was that too much of a distraction for him?
Here's the thing, though. Ryan O'Hearn did hit a bomb. Not almost.
That's true.
He did hit
a bomb against the starting pitcher. That was a lefty. The answers don't make any sense. That's why we are questioning it like this. So that was pregame. Let's get to the post. Before we talk about I thought Mike Shildt's rant on the home run thing was great. Let's talk about Mike Shildt talking about the O'Hearn situation in the post game, Frank.
Well, give me a second here to get it up.
All
Ready
right.
to go. And here we go. Hopefully this one's louder. Actually, no, that's the never mind, that was the home run call.
Ah.
I don't have a clip of that. I got the whole post game pretty much.
All right. Well, we'll get that in a little bit then. So he goes on in the post game, right? And he basically mentions that like Ryan O'Hearn is an everyday player. I'm gonna let Frank, kind of cut this real quick, before we can play it. But it's like he should be playing. I don't understand why he shouldn't be playing. When you're looking for offense, you're looking for a spark. His stats prove that he's not a guy that can't hit lefties. I don't understand it. And the thing is, it's very much a talking point. Like Gwynn and Chris don't want to talk about this. I don't know why. It's a very glaring talking point to this Padres team right now. They need some offense. And they got a guy on the bench who is an American League All-Star that they brought in to be a DH that has supplied a lot of offense and is not playing. I don't get it. And we'll see what happens with the lineup tonight. Again, I don't understand the Luis Arraez batting second thing either. And we've talked about that last segment. We talked about that ad nauseum about his protection for Fernando. I mean, a lot of people just want to just blame he's not on steroids anymore, which is ridiculous. He's got a little bit different of circumstances. He's getting pitched a different way, which he needs to adjust to. There's no questions about that. And you're not making excuses for him. I don't think he's well protected with Luis Arraez behind him. And this is, again, to say, I don't think Luis Arraez should not start. I think he should start. I think he should start every day. But I think it's time to move some pieces around. This is go time. I mean, it's go time now. You should have a spot right now for the Padres in which Laureano's playing and Sheets is playing and O'Hearn's playing. This is where they need to play. Laureano, especially with Merrill out. If Merrill's going to miss some time, which sounds like he might a little bit, Laureano in center, put O'Hearn in left, have Sheets DH, and then let Iglesias play against lefties at second base instead of Jake Cronenworth. Do that. I mean, to me, it's go time. That's the kind of moves you got to make. All right. We got the post game.
Yes.
All right.
This is the post game O'Hearn comments after Kevin Acey's question here.
Here we go.
I don't know how to answer your question. He's getting a lot of opportunities in at bat. So we have other guys that are doing it too. So I mean, he's getting a lot of at bat. I don't know what else to say. He's basically an everyday guy that other guys play occasionally too.
To go back to the ejection,
He's basically an everyday guy. I mean, I get it, but like, wouldn't you want the guy that's doing really well to be getting more than just one or two at bats?
And
he's not wrong. He's playing every day. He's not wrong. He's playing every day. He's getting like one or two at bats. I mean, Gavin Sheets like barely plays.
And also to just like, I don't know how else to answer your question. Like, that's why being combative. This guy is having, again, as I said yesterday, the highlight of the trade with Baltimore was not Ramon Laureano.
Although
it was
seems
Ryan
like it with
O'Hearn.
how great he's played.
Right. But the big name, much like, again, sorry, going to make a Met comparison here. It was not the Edwin Diaz trade. It was the Robinson Cano trade. Diaz has turned out to be better than Cano was. It was not the Ramon Laureano trade. It was the Ryan O'Hearn trade. And O'Hearn is not in the starting lineup every single day. That's where the contention is. He's losing out on DH attempts at bats for Jose Iglesias, who's never been known as a hitter. He's always been known as a defensive guy. That's where the contention is. We're not asking him to play in the first every day. We're not asking him to take a crucial guy out of the lineup. He's a DH. That's what you traded him for, was for him to be a DH. And he's not even doing that. That's the problem. That's where the contention is.
Yeah, and that's the part where I've said multiple times, I just don't get it, man. I don't understand why he's not playing. You look at, the Padres acquiring Ryan O'Hearn at the deadline. They did it to boost their offense. Yet Mike Schilt has consistently sat him against left-handed pitching despite his strong numbers. He's got an 8.12 OPS against left-handed pitching this season. Instead, Mike Schilt has prioritized defense or rested stars like Manny Machado by using others in the DH spot. While Ramon Laureano plays daily and thrives, O'Hearn has mostly been a bench option, even though his production against lefties is stronger than players like Jose Iglesias, who they decide to start against lefties, or guys like Jake Cronenworth or Luis Ariz, who play every day. Now, Jake Cronenworth and Luis Ariz are not one of the best fielders in Major League Baseball metric-wise. They're not. They're not there to field. Luis Ariz is there to hit the ball and put it in play. Jake Cronenworth is there not to play defense. He's there to swing the stick as much as he can. So it's a solid job. I would not consider him a bad second baseman, but I would not consider him a Jose Iglesias level defensive player.
No, he's a good fielder. He's a solid fielder who definitely has his moments. He definitely has his moments where he flashes the leather, but I wouldn't say he's an overly exceptional defensive player. He's an average player who has his moments.
Here's your OPS against lefties entering Monday. O'Hearn, 8.12. Iglesias, 7.41. Who plays against lefties? Bryce Johnson, 7.41. I guess we'll eat our words on that. He's the second best. Hey, him and Iglesias. Jake Cronenworth, 7.15. Luis Ariz, 6.36.
Was that 5 at-bats, though, for Johnson?
Yeah, you never know. Jake Cronenworth and Luis Ariz play every day. Those are the guys that should be splitting some time if you're going to platoon anybody. If you want to have Iglesias go into left, to me, it's like O'Hearn is the DH. You put Iglesias at second. If you really wanted to do that. I don't understand. Last night is in a vacuum. Last night was slightly different with how they constructed their roster. But as AJ Cassaville points out, and I agree with, this is enough now of seeing that O'Hearn does not start against left-handers, and to me, he's a better player than a guy that has to sit against left-handed pitching.
Yeah. And for O'Hearn also, we're not saying take Ariz out of the lineup to put him in. We're telling you to put him in where he was supposed to be, which was the designated hitter. The fact that he can play first base is a bonus. Much in the same way that the fact that Gavin Sheets could play left field was also a bonus. They're DHs. That's what they're here for. They're not here to play. They're not here to take someone out of the lineup. They're not here to take Cronenworth out of a lineup. They're not here to take Ariz out of the lineup. They're here to play designated hitter. And that is what they are not doing for guys like Jose Iglesias and for Bryce Johnson. Not good. Not a good look. The only thing that would be worse if you put Elias Diaz as the DH. That would be the only thing worse. And for O'Hearn, it makes yesterday kind of puts an exclamation point on it because he hit the home run in a pinch hit spot off of the lefty. Ray was taken out immediately after that because it was in the 7th inning. But still, we're just asking you to play him where he's supposed to be played, not take someone out of the lineup.
Yeah, I don't really understand. I did love Mike Schilt's rant though about the home run thing. How long is that?
A minute.
Let's play it. Here's Mike Schilt from last night's deal.
It was clear that there was some impediment that took place. Clearly, he didn't touch the baseball. With the angle of the ball coming and where it went and where it landed, there was not anybody who was impeding with him. And if it's so clear, how come it takes 2 minutes and 40 seconds to figure it out? If it's that clear, why are we sitting there for 2 minutes and 40 seconds? We have 15 seconds to review a call in the first place. We got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to sit there. What are you looking for? If it's that clear, then overturn it early. If it's not, then it's a home run. And so, we call our replay guys and they're like, how you feeling about it? 0 chance. Well, but listen, that's just really disappointing that we go that long and have to come up with a conclusion that's not conclusive to overturn a home run that ends up costing us an opportunity to win a baseball game.
I agree with that. It's frustrating.
To be fair to the replay guys, they didn't specify 0 chance which way.
Yeah, that's right. The automatic ejection thing is like, I get it, but he's arguing. The thing is Mike is arguing with an umpire at home plate that might actually agree with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he has. It's just like, I don't
it's
know,
like,
dude. I don't know what to tell you.
This is out of my hands now. I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. That's why the auto ejection thing is kind of ridiculous. Because the other thing too is they don't explain anything.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give like an official ruling. They should just go to New York and have the guy get on a mic over there and just say exactly what they thought. The lack of transparency is crazy. I guess they just don't want to expose themselves.
Why isn't the replay review within a stadium? I mean, there's a way you can do that, I guess. You have.
Does anybody do that though? Anymore?
No, no one does. It's in New York, but I mean, there's a way you could do it if you have an extra umpire travel as a replay that's in stadium. I know, like you mentioned, the XFL did it. The NFL explains you have now with European soccer leagues that are starting up again. They have their replay rooms mic'd up so you can hear the conversation and you can hear them talking through what they're seeing so you can kind of get a picture of it. That's something great that Major League Baseball can do.
They should do that. That was like, I brought that up with, I remember the XFL dabbled in that. In one of the spring leagues, you're like, oh, that's why they got this completely wrong.
Yeah, at least you understand the thought process, and it's not a question. You can understand what they were looking at and what 100%. The process was.
100%. I'd like to see the VAR of the fan and the ball and the.
No, exactly.
Recreated. Looks like it missed them.
Yeah, it looks like pinky went over the fence. It's just the tip of the pinky went over the fence.
That's what it is.
It's out.
You view the fan interference like a offsides in soccer. I think that'd be great. That'd be hilarious. Brandon, Kevin, Brendan, we'll get to you when we come back in the next hour. Mike Shildt, still the right fit? I think so. So we've talked about when Bob Melvin shows up. Mike Shildt's done a really good job with the Padres. We'll talk more about that in the next hour. Braden Surprenant Show. You know, Frank, we can't be too upset with the Padres today because you know what?
You just got called. Like I said,
J-Mock brings up a good point.
0% chance I didn't say which way.
You know what? It's true. And it can't be that upset. Hey, as long as you match LA what they do in Colorado,
Yeah.
you'll keep that. And they did it last night. Dodgers blew it to the Rockies.
Only thing that didn't match was the Padres didn't get walked off. It was the same score and everything. Oops.
Whoops.
Our bad.
Bad outfield play by Teoscar Hernandez. Nice.
Bad outfield play by Ann Fan.
By Heliot Ramos. His acting took away a home run. No, I was going to catch it. No, you weren't. You weren't catching the ball. We saw you. We saw you run a 2-minute drill like you were down 15 points in NCAA 26 last week, dude.
Is this what?
Spike.
Is this going to be one of those situations where, like, 15 years later, like Moises Alou, when he admitted he was never going to catch that Bartman ball 15 years later?
No,
is this going to be a situation
what
where
they did
Heliot
to that
Ramos
man is such a joke, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting.
The Cubs fans
Absolutely
are
disgusting.
sickening, and it's only because Steve Bartman didn't look big and tough.
Yeah.
If that guy was huge and ripped, do you think any Cubs fan would have the gall to say anything? The guy's like squirmish. He has glasses. He's listening to the game on the radio.
Yeah, exactly.
And they bullied him. That's the biggest example of bullying I've ever seen in my life.
Still do.
Yeah. And that's why I was rooting against the Cubs in 2016. Why it was great seeing them be the lovable losers, because they did it to themselves. What they did to Steve Bartman.
My uncle, who is a massive Cubs fan, said that he wished they didn't win the World Series in 2026, which is true, because now there's nothing special about them. It was the aura around the Cubs was 110 plus years of having not won, and then they won, and then they're just another team, which is definitely an interesting take on it. Interesting way to look at it.
I like to bag with lovable losers. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Let's get out to the phones. Brandon in Carlsbad. Get everybody fired up on a Tuesday. What's going on, Brandon?
What's up, man? Let's be frank. Big B, what's cracking? Check this out, everybody. Loud and clear. For those of us that are born and raised in San Diego and have been Padre fans our whole life, we've seen very small blips on the radar to keep us in contention to go to the big dance and hopefully win the big prize. This is exactly what we want. Now, over the past couple of years, remember, complacency is a killer, but we're actually in the fight. That's all you can ask for. This is baseball. I hate to bring up those guys up north, but they went from getting swept by the Angels to sweeping us to go losing the first game in Colorado. Just take a step back and look at a bunch of the scores last night. It is what it is. Now, also, as being a coach, Mike Schultz, great. You're not going to always do the most perfect thing. You're going to make the best call that you think is going to make your team win. And I think we all can agree with that on that one. It's a great addition. We needed a coach like that that'll fight, get nasty out there, get kicked out. We need that. Look, I know, Braden, you're a coach. I'm a coach. I train athletes in the strength conditioning world. I don't always write the most perfect programs. Sometimes athletes may get injured. It is an activity. But I like to say that I try to give all my guys the best chance to succeed when they hit the field. But it's never a perfect process. So as far as he goes, that's good. We're still there. There's plenty. What do we got? 6 weeks of baseball left. I'm sick and tired of it. You guys can tell. Yeah, I'm frustrated. We need to make those changes. I think O'Hearn should be in that lineup. There's no doubt about it. Why do we make those trades if they're not getting played? Hey, and sorry, some of them cats have been on our team before. Those guys that just showed up. Hey, if you're a true team player, then you're going to take that bench gladly because you want to go win the big dance. You know what, you guys? Get at me. Pros and Cons Podcast, Glade Pro on Instagram. God bless you guys. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate the phone call. It's like a love and hate in the chat. Either people love Brandon and get super excited, or they hate Brandon. They love Brandon when the Padres win. They hate Brandon when the Padres lose. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, because again, it's
so funny.
I understand it. It's like yesterday what I said. I wouldn't call that toxic positivity, but like guys trying to see the silver lining out of the Dodger series. No, there is no silver lining.
There is no
out of that.
silver lining.
There's no silver lining out of that. You gotta, sometimes you just need to accept reality, and that's exactly what we tried to do yesterday. And you can't ignore what's going on.
Brandon Michelle loves you in the chat, so that's good. Brendan in Lakeside, from Brandon to Brendan. What's going on, Brendan?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Let's see, one thing I want to mention was, yeah, you're right about the Dodgers series and all that. I know it's a bummer. Last night was kind of a tough pill to swallow. I mean, a lot of bad calls by the umps. I know it's a lot of balls on the outside. But for sure, we got to push through it. I mean, it's a miracle in the end of itself that the Rockies actually managed to beat the Dodgers.
Yeah, Brendan. I mean, that's exactly right. They got to break through. They got to get through this. I mean, it's just a little bit of a skid right now. Hopefully that flips today.
You did very well with that, from Brandon to Brendan on with Braden. You did a very good job with that.
You know what? As somebody that has always gotten his name wrong first day of school, I understand the differences. There are many differences of Brandon, Brendan, and Braden. A lot of our callers still call me Brandon.
I've heard.
Or Brendan.
I've heard it.
And I'm so trained to just accept it that I don't correct anybody on my name. I feel like an ass doing that. But the reality is they want to get the name right, correct? Like, it's not, but I feel bad correcting people when they say my name wrong. But it's Braden. Now, I did get on somebody the other day about spelling my name wrong. There's only one way to spell Braden. Every other way is wrong. We know that bit. We've done this bit before.
Yes, we've done this bit before.
Yes. In fact, when talking about other Bradens, if they spell their name wrong, I will point it out that their name is spelled wrong. You have spelled your name wrong. Your parents spelled your name wrong on your birth certificate. You spell your name wrong. There's only one way to spell Braden. It's Braden. Every other way, wrong. You're spelling it wrong. On the softball team that I played on yesterday, my guy's Shoddy. Love Shoddy. Great man. He has a shirt. He has multiple of the Braden Surprenant Show shirts.
He did say this yesterday.
He did spell my name with a Y. And I was like, Shoddy. It's right there. It's right there.
So what do we do? What are we doing
It's on the shirt. There's no excuses now. On the shirt. Yeah, we got some creative ways of spelling my name right now in the chat. It's great. Brayden, BRA. I hate the BRAI is insane, by the way. Don't ever spell a name Braden like that.
BRAEHDEN.
That's great. From Nick Monty. That's hilarious. Let's just find different ways that you can get your name spelled at Starbucks. Which, by the way, as somebody used to work at Starbucks, that was the most stressful thing ever. I hated writing down names. I absolutely hated it. I used to get yelled at all the time. You got to write their names on their cups. And I'm like, I know who it is. There's not enough people here. Nope, you got to write the names of the cups. I don't know how to spell their names.
That's why
it's not simple names.
That's why you just go common spelling. Just
correct.
I'm sorry.
But the people that would spell their name to me as a barista would be people with names like Mike. Yeah, I know how to spell Mike. Mike is easy. That's not hard to spell. There's like 400 ways to spell Stephanie, Steven. Whatever way I write it down, it's going to be the wrong version. And then then you're posting on social media, look at this guy, he spelled Steven wrong.
Honestly,
I'm PH Steven. Okay.
You know what I would do, honestly? If I had enough time between the coffee being made and me being able to write these names down, I'd write down every single name and just have me cross off which one's right and which one's wrong. Just cross it off. Just write every single version of Steven on the cup.
The people would, and then this is always like, my name's Frank. FRANK. Oh, okay. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I need to know if Jennifer is going to spell her name with a bunch of different consonants in the middle of it or not. Okay. Are you spelling like this or Cajun style?
Adam coming in with the BREIGHDAN.
Natural casing Frank. New York Mike will not let that go.
No, he will not.
Hilarious. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Kevin and Chula Vista on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, Kevin?
Beautiful day out here, and love to hear from Brandon, Braden, whatever the hell everybody's name is up there in Carlsbad. It's all good. I mean, it's sports, guys, and everybody can hear what they want to hear, and we know that. And so it's sports. Relax, enjoy it, have fun. Everybody is entitled to have their take, and he's passionate, and I dig it. And even though I might have nuances of disagreements, but that's what sports is. So everybody relax, take a chill pill, and enjoy the sunshine. So a couple of things here I got for you. As it relates back to our trade that we made with Baltimore, and we gave away a lot, and a couple of those starting pitchers, at least one of them, we could use right now. I would, if I was Mr. Schilt, take a look at the fact that your general manager, president of baseball ops, basically brought these guys in to win. And if you're the manager, you pay attention to that, and you put these guys in right away if they are performing. And in fact, both of them are. So I don't understand what the hesitation is. There should be no more discussion beyond that. You respect your GM. He brought them in here for a reason. And if they're not in the lineup every day, there better be a damn good reason that they're not. And I'll leave that one at that.
Kevin, I appreciate the phone call on we got to get rolling here. And again, I totally agree. I don't understand the Ryan O'Hearn situation. I really don't. I don't know why he's not starting every single day. I mean, that's what he was brought in to do. But I will say, AJ Cassaville pointed it out in his article today. Mike Schilt, give him the benefit of the doubt, did the same thing last year and then flipped it near the end of the season. Could happen. How long's Ryan O'Hearn been on the team? An entire 19 days? Right? Because the trade deadline was on the 31st?
Yeah.
19 days. He's been on the team for 19 days. Still trying to piece everything together, figure it out. You want knee-jerk reactions. I get it. We do too. We like to have fun with that. But you got to give them a little bit of time. Unfortunately for the Padres, they're running out of time. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll talk a little bit more about Mike Schilt when we come back as we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. Baseball Talk on 97 through the Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local, each and every day from 10 to 2, leading you up to Gwen and Chris, and then the Equal Water SoCal Padres pregame show at 5:40 with Padres baseball starting at 6:40. Game 2 of the 4-game series, Padres and Giants, coming up later on this evening. Kai-Wei Tang, who got shelled by the Padres last week, will be going for the Giants against Nick Pivetta, who shoved for the Padres last week. Sitting at 12-4 with a 2.87 ERA is Pivetta. Tang is at 1-2 with a 9.90 ERA. I will be going to the game tonight. See you guys there. Are you heading down tonight?
I'm still debating. I have my last post-surgery dietitian appointment right after the show today, so I might.
Haven't decided yet. Okay. I will be going there, checking it out.
You will be a civilian tonight.
I will be
correct?
a civilian. I will not be in the press box. You don't like going as a civilian, do you?
No.
You really do not like.
Sorry.
What about Mets games at Citi Field? Civilian? Or if you had an opportunity to go to the press box, you'd rather go to the press box?
if I had the chance, I'm taking the press box. I'm sorry. That is the one bad thing about this.
It's like sitting with us common folk.
No,
out there in the
it's not.
stands. It is your ivory tower over there.
Okay, it's not a superiority thing. It's a people bug me thing. And I'm sorry, but it's the people that immediately get up and walk out of the section the wrong way, so they have to cross over everybody to get to the wrong aisle. It's the people that talk about nothing in particular. Like, seriously, you couldn't have just had a free phone call and done this. Like, you would have accomplished the same exact thing.
I had that happen the other day.
Like, come on.
Fan etiquette. Fan etiquette. Okay. I'm going to the end. I'm going to be sitting in the section I was sitting in last time. And I wait at the top of the deal.
Yeah.
Until there's a break in the action. And then I go down and I sit. So I'm not obstructing people's views during a game. So I'm standing there at the top of the section and I'm waiting, and it's like mid at bat. And I'm standing at the top, me and my friend, and we're waiting for a break in the action. And this gentleman walks behind us. And he stops and he goes, "Excuse me," and he cuts through us as the pitch is being delivered, as the ball's getting put into play. He's like, I'm going to the seats." Come on, man. That's a foul.
Yep.
That's such a foul.
He draws the foul.
Foul. Don't be that guy.
Again, it's not a superiority thing. It's also, I'm a big guy. Like, I used to be bigger than I am now, but it's also, those seats are very uncomfortable. And when you have the option between a plastic bench seat, a narrow plastic bench seat, and a rolling office chair, I'm sorry, I'm taking the rolling office chair, even if it does look like it was bought on Craigslist for $20. I'm taking the rolling office chair.
Here's the other thing that's a foul. Staying during the break of the 8th inning going to the 9th inning, and then waiting for the closer to come in, and right before he pitches his first pitch of the 9th inning in a tight game, now we're going to get up and leave.
He draws the foul.
That happened the same night. Different people. Happened the same night. It's like, you know what? We could have left during the break, but no, we're going to leave in the middle of the action.
Bro.
Fan etiquette. We're trying to spread the good news of fan etiquette, letting people watch the game.
Yeah, just wanted to see the scene. That's the problem. There are ways you can see it. There are ways that are cheaper for you that you could see it. Like, just stop. Please stop.
I can't.
Just stop.
Fan etiquette. If you were the person, you're going to the game tonight, If you need to go to the bathroom or go get one of the great food items at Petco Park, you can do so. Just know when you come back, wait for some ball to get out of play or them to finish up a play before you walk back down to your seat.
And by the way, yeah, someone said, I don't know if they're talking about the San Diego FC Ultras, but I saw someone say shout out to the Ultras in the chat. If you are one of those San Diego FC Ultras out there, you guys are incredible. You really, really are. And we're trying to confirm whether or not we're going to have somebody on today at 1:30. But you guys are absolutely incredible. I would never be able to be as loud, as hyper, and as rambunctious as you guys are for a brand new club that has absolutely zero history behind it for 90 full minutes. You guys are absolutely amazing and deserve all of the credit in the world, the San Diego FC Ultras. You guys are unbelievable.
833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Blaine and Escondido, you're on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, Blaine?
Hey, fellas, you're doing a great job. I just got a couple quick points, and then I'll let you guys go. Accountability, okay? Tatis and Machado, they're not being held accountable. You guys talk a lot about Iglesias as a DH. It's not his fault he's a DH. That's the coach's decision. But he's coming in clutch, all right? So I'd like to hear you guys talk about that and why you don't talk about the big guys. I mean, I love them, but whatever. But another thing, you know who needs to be held accountable? New York. I mean, everyone gets interviewed after these games, college students, coaches, you know, stars. Why aren't they saying, hey, this is what happened? Now go ahead, boys. You guys have a day. And Starbucks boy, give me my coffee.
Thanks, Blaine. Blaine didn't hear the show yesterday, did he? Did Blaine hear the show yesterday?
Might have missed some of it, at least.
Yeah, might have missed it. Might have missed yesterday's conversation about Machado and Tatis and everything like that.
He can go back and watch. He can go back and
you
watch
can
it.
go back and listen to it.
He can go back and listen. Spotify, YouTube. There are ways this can be done.
The talking point on the Iglesias thing is not
that he shouldn't be playing and that he's a waste of space.
We're not saying it's Iglesias' fault. I just don't understand why he is starting over other players. Again, that's a managerial decision. Once he's in there, I'm not rooting against the guy.
No.
I hope he does well. It just doesn't make any sense why he's DHing. For a player statistically in his career that has been known to be a defensive replacement, defensive specialist player, and not an offensive guy. That's the whole conversation on that. I mean, we've talked about Fernando at nauseum throughout the summer. And we said earlier today, they got to find some different lineup construction that's going to get some type of spark out of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it is moving Fernando down. I think giving Fernando some protection would be great. He's got no protection right now with Luis Arraez, at least in my opinion. I don't think a lot of teams are afraid of Luis Arraez with just a runner on base. I think they'd be more afraid of Luis Arraez later in the order or with multiple guys on base. I think that makes a little bit more sense. Because the guy puts the ball in play and scores runs. If Tatis walks and then Arraez is up, you still like your chances of getting out of the inning seeing the minimum, Frank.
Yeah,
absolutely. You can still see the minimum very easily.
Yes.
By having Arraez bat second. Either Fernando tries to steal and Arraez swings at it, or Fernando gets thrown out trying to steal and Arraez. I mean, it's not great. And then if Arraez does reach, let's say he gets on a fielder's choice, then you got Manny up. That's another big double play candidate. You know you can navigate the top of the order. It's hard to navigate the top of the order if you got, I don't know, Ryan O'Hearn up there batting 2. I don't know, Jackson Merrill up there batting 2. I think it makes it a little bit more difficult for pitchers and other teams to deal with.
Yeah, right. And New York Mike in the chat saying that he gives you great at-bats. He does. He absolutely does give you great at-bats. Again, our point isn't that Iglesias shouldn't play. It's that if you are going to put Iglesias in the lineup, he should not be a DH. He should be giving somebody else a day off. He should be at third. He should be at short. He should be at second. That is Iglesias' role. If he's going to play, which he should have a full game and not take a DH day away from someone he's trying to give a day off to, or take it away from O'Hearn or Ryan Sheets. That is our argument. Or Gavin Sheets, sorry, not Ryan.
You combined them both.
I did.
They are kind of the same players.
They are.
O'Hearn is an all-star.
Right. But again,
Ryan Sheets.
The point is
Gavin O'Hearn.
The point isn't that Iglesias shouldn't be playing. It's that he shouldn't be taking a DH day. He should be in the field if he's going to play.
Correct. I would agree with that. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the managers in this particular series, Bob Melvin and Mike Schilt, where things have gone for both of them since Bob Melvin took the Giants job, and we'll get to our sports thread when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. 11:34 on the Braden Surprenant show. So much conversation about this. The lineup and everything like that. And it really just happens when you lose a couple of games in a row, right? Nobody's arguing about the batting order when the Padres are on a 5-game winning streak.
Because sometimes there are holes in the lineup no matter what you're doing. And even during our winning streaks this year, you've known that the bottom of the order was an absolute pit. So it gets amplified in times like this, sure, but these issues have been lingering all year.
All right. Tom Krasovic had an article in the paper. Column in the paper. He's a columnist. About, is Mike Shildt still the right fit as the manager of the Padres? Mike Shildt has been a far better fit with the Padres. President of Baseball Ops, A.J. Preller, as noted in this article, than his predecessor, Bob Melvin. Unlike Melvin's short and rocky tenure, Shildt and Preller have built a strong collaborative relationship that has led to improved results on the field. Since taking over, Shildt has guided the Padres to a 57% win rate, which is 8th best in Major League Baseball, while Melvin's Giants have won just 48%, gives them the 21st mark in the game. Shilt's familiarity with Preller's style from his prior adversary role has been key, advisory role, and players like Manny Machado and Joe Musgrove have praised his preparation and attention to detail. With contract extension through 2027, Shildt looks far more secure in San Diego than Melvin does in San Francisco. That was laid out by Tom Krasovic. That was his column that he had, which asks the question, is Mike Shildt still the right fit in San Diego? I think the answer is yes, for a lot of different reasons. Here's the thing about managers. Okay. I think, and obviously baseball people will always disagree with this, but as an outsider, I don't think managers in baseball are I don't think they're a highly valuable position. I think they do most of their stuff that they do is managing personalities. I mean, that's literally what it is. If you took Bud Black, think about some of the worst managers in baseball, like record-wise. Like Bud Black, I think is everybody loves Buddy that played for him. If you put Bud Black as the manager of the Dodgers and you put Dave Roberts as the manager of the Rockies, would anything change? Are the Rockies winning more games? Like significant amount more games than what Bud Black did with that team. That roster's terrible. If Bud Black is the manager of the Dodgers, are they worse than they are right now? I don't think so. Now, those are two obviously extremes. But to me, the Brewers, are the Brewers the success because of Pat Murphy? Or are the Brewers the success because they have been a success? I mean, they picked up right where they left off when Craig Counsell left. Is Craig Counsell a great manager, or the Milwaukee Brewers doing all the right things? They've won with Craig Counsell and Pat Murphy. They've done a good job with both. How much of it is in the manager? I think managers can screw things up. Don't get me wrong. I think Mike Shildt's way better than an option like Andy Green or Jace Tingler. But the success of the Brewers, is that Pat Murphy? Is that Pat Murphy? I don't know if that's Pat Murphy. A lot of great baseball minds that are that have managed lousy teams. Mark Kotsay, I think, is a good manager. His team's lousy. Is that Mark Kotsay's fault? So from that perspective, I don't necessarily view the managerial job in baseball as important as probably other coaching jobs throughout professional sports. It is important. They can't just run themselves. But when looking at the team, I think there's some intangibles that you like in a manager. And a lot of people disagree with this. But I think the way that Mike Shildt handles his clubhouse, I think the way that he's a team-first oriented guy, I like the fact that he defends his players, even though the media side of me probably doesn't like it as much. I think it gets very frustrating. The players play hard for him. That's really what his job is. Get everybody to buy in, manage multiple personalities, with multiple egos and multiple paychecks to come together for a common goal. And to me, I think Mike Schultz has done a great job doing that. I think Mike Schultz has done a better job than what Bob Melvin did. But I think a lot of that, too, is managing the relationship with the general manager. Bob Melvin, A.J. Preller used to butt heads. Mike Schultz, not doing that. I think that's a very valuable thing. So I think the Padres are very much better off with Mike Schultz at the helm than if Bob Melvin was in charge. And so for a lot of people that are upset with him not starting Ryan O'Hearn, which we are too, it's not a fireable offense. I mean, there's some people like saying he should be fired. I mean, come on. Did a great job. He's done a great job. Padres have been successful. He's managed multiple personalities. He's gotten guys to buy in. He gets guys to play hard. And he's done a good job. Nothing really more to be said about that. Before we get to the sports thread, I don't think this is in there. Let me check to make sure. Oh, no. You do have an Auburn story, but you don't have this Auburn story. Is this legit? Did you see this, Frank?
Which one?
Auburn's claiming more national championships?
Oh, dear Lord.
Did you see that? I don't know if this is... it's on 3 Sports. Are we trusting that site yet?
On 3 is usually pretty decent.
They're pretty good.
I wouldn't call them... I wouldn't put them on the same tier as ESPN or CBS, but...
I'll say it from this. Justin Hokanson. Do you know who that is?
Someone who's never been in my kitchen.
Facts. Covering Auburn things for Auburn on 3 and on 3 Sports. He's got 55,000 followers. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Take that for what it's worth. He is reporting that Auburn has officially claimed 4 more college football national championships, adding 1910, 1914, 1958, and 2004. So they now have 9 national championships.
They're claiming 4 more?
Yes, they have 9 total.
All right, give a second here.
He draws the foul.
So by that...
He draws the foul. He draws the foul. He draws the foul.
1 for each championship they're claiming.
With the claimed championships, because they have added 4, they now move into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th best in college football for most claimed national championships. They have 9. They're tied with Ohio State and Pittsburgh.
You know, the outside world has gotten us our Eric Hosmer rejoin promo already today. Just the outside world has done that today.
Yeah, well, not the chat, though.
No, the chat has not.
Okay.
You guys need to step it up.
Can you tell me what 2 teams have the most claimed national championships in college football?
Probably Notre Dame.
Nope.
Really?
They got 11. They're not the 2 most. They're in the top, whatever it is, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top 8. They're in the top 8.
I know Penn State claims a bunch, but they don't.
They don't.
They're
Claim,
not in the top. They don't claim enough for that.
They don't claim at least 6.
I
already gave you the 3 that claim 9. There's 4 that claim 7. There's 2 that claim 6. There's 2 that claim 11. And then there's 1 that claims 28, 1 that claims 27, 1 that claims 18, and 1 that
Miami?
claims 12. No. You gotta think old school.
Purdue?
No. Old, like Ivy League.
Oh, Yale?
Yale's got the 2nd most national championships in college
So it'd be
football.
Yale and-
27.
Would it be Yale and Harvard?
Harvard's got 7.
Princeton.
Princeton's got 28. They got the
There it is.
most. Princeton, 28, claimed national championships in football. Yale, 27. Alabama, 18. Michigan, 12. Notre Dame and USC, 11. Auburn, Ohio State, and Pittsburgh, 9. Harvard, Minnesota, Penn, Oklahoma, 7. Tennessee, Michigan State, 6.
Guys, how can I test my sports knowledge if I look at the chat for all the answers? Come on.
Come on, Jake. That'd be cheating. But Jake's a Michigan fan, so it's on par.
I didn't say that.
It's on par.
I didn't say
Michigan guy over there. He's doing scouting himself. Claiming a championship this late. I mean, they just decided, like, we're just going to claim 1910, 1914, 1958, and 2004. Who actually won in 2004?
Was that
the SC year?
I was going to say, wasn't that the Reggie Bush year?
All right, so Auburn's going to be like, well, we get it now because USC beat Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl. So USC beat Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl. Is this a vacated deal?
I believe so. I know that. I'm pretty sure that Heisman was vacated.
Yeah, it was. So the 2004, they got the standings. Hang on, let me see. Final poll, USC 11-0 was the national champion. Auburn went 13-0. So since USC vacated the championship, which I think is the case, USC finished the season with 13-0 record, but was forced to vacate 2 wins in 2010 as a result of NCAA sanctions. So since they vacated the championship, Auburn's like, it's ours now.
That's
ridiculous.
Believe it or not, that's not how that works.
Is Matt Kemp get the MVP for Ryan Braun PED use? MVP?
Yes, he does.
Is that how this works?
Yeah. Well, apparently, if
UCF
Auburn,
claims a national championship, why can't Auburn? TCU claim 2010 right now. Do it. I mean, might as well. I mean, if you just claim national championships and hang banners, what's the point?
Hell, claim the Georgia one for that matter.
No, I should claim 2014 for getting left out of the playoff. They would have beat Ohio State.
Hofstra should claim 2020 then, too. They never got a chance, so you never know.
Undefeated since 2020. 2010, claim it. National championship game. TCU is left out. If we're going to play stupid games, might as well win stupid prizes.
Padres claim the World Series over the Tigers and Yankees. There you go.
There you go. Hey, we're on. Why not just claim it?
So now we got to get 2 parades.
Yeah, we need to do 2.
We got 2 parades now because we got to catch up, and a third one for actually, you know what? 4. No, because it's the World Series parade, and then the sorry it took so long for us to realize this simple trick parade. So there you go. 1 for each.
Claiming national championships before, like after there has now been an established way to win a national championship for years where there wasn't, is a foul. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
He draws the foul.
Auburn claiming a national championship in 2004. They claimed 4 today. They were just like, you know what? We're just going to claim a bunch. I mean, have you seen some of the records of some of these teams that have claimed national championships?
They're like 2-6.
They have like 3 losses sometimes. It's unbelievable. Let's get to today's sports thread.
You know that group chat? The one that's always blowing up with the biggest sports takes, debates, and breaking news?
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me?
Yeah, we've got that too. Welcome to the Sports Thread, where we break down the top 5 stories in sports, just like you would with your crew.
Oh, no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
No filters, no silence, just real talk.
All right, Frank, what do we got today?
We have only 4 stories today, which I don't even know if we'll get time to get all 4 of them because people in sports were lazy yesterday and didn't feel like making news.
I'll add one for you. Did you see the benches clear on the Tommy Pham walk?
Yes, I did.
Where he bat flipped the walk?
Bunch of dopes. Yes.
He bat flips the walk in the Pirates-Blue Jays game because he was upset that Tyler Heineman didn't like the call from the home plate umpire, saying it was disrespectful to the umpire, but more importantly, disrespectful to the batter that was good enough to take that pitch for a walk. And so he bat flips and then starts a scuffle. You play for the Pirates, my guy. Come on now. Then he gets into a fight with people on social media. Some of the things are great. How much is Tommy Pham making? I don't know. Some guy tried to pop off at Tommy Pham on social media, he responded with, things you would never say to me in person for 1,000, please. It's so funny.
Oh, my God.
Tommy Pham is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, he really is.
The gift that keeps on giving. The bat flip on the walk last night because Tyler Heineman was upset about a call in the Pirates-Blue Jays game in August is hilarious. Hilarious. All right.
You're a legend.
That's story number 1.
Number 2.
You're welcome. I got one.
Thank you very much. Ketel Marte is having one of the best seasons of his career on the field. That hasn't stopped a fair amount of criticism for the Diamondback slugger off it, though. The All-Star second baseman apologized through an interpreter on Monday for missing 3 games following the All-Star break after flying back home to the Dominican Republic, a situation that has apparently been festering in the clubhouse over the past month. The 31-year-old said he initially expected to return to Phoenix immediately following the break, but was, quote, frustrated and, quote, in a bad spot after he learned his residence in Scottsdale had been burglarized during the break. The D-backs were playing a crucial stretch of games, fighting for a playoff spot ahead of the July 31st deadline. Arizona placed Marte on the restricted list for the first 2 games of his absence, and then he did not play a third game after returning to the club. Fair for Marte to be upset because remember, this also wasn't all that far after the incident in Chicago. And then his house gets burglarized during the All-Star break. So fair for him to say, you know what, I need a break for a minute here.
I mean, I guess it is. All I know is you got to try to keep it cool in the clubhouse. It sounds like he might be traded during the offseason. I think the Diamondbacks might have had enough of Ketel Marte. AJ probably on the phone, maybe, you don't know. But you know what? You gotta be able to make peace with your clubhouse. Like, it's got to be okay with them. Like, it's a team thing.
He definitely should have said something first before just taking off.
Right. He's got to be like, hey, I got to go take care of this or whatever. And I think they probably understand to an extent, but you can't just go do it and then come back and be like, hey, look, we're here. We're a team.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of other players got a lot of stuff going on. Might not be as extreme, but everybody's got their own problems, and a lot of them are that they understand that they got to be there for their job and everything like that. So he has to make it clear with the clubhouse.
Yep. I agree 100%.
Number 3.
It was advertised as the most entertaining quarterback battle in the NFL, but it's starting to sound like it really wasn't. Yesterday, the Cleveland Browns announced that Joe Flacco will be QB1 when they kick off versus Joe Burrow on September 7th. Flacco was always viewed as the favorite to win the job, but how much pressure was he really under? NFL media's Mike Garofalo reported that Flacco never really got pushed over the course of the past few months by Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, or Tyler Huntley. And he was clear as the starting quarterback the entire way through the summer. Surprising that maybe Gabriel wasn't pushing harder, or was this like, yeah, look at the quarterback room, it's going to be Flacco?
I thought Shedeur would probably push him a little bit further. I think Shadeur's okay. I don't think he should have dealt with everything that he had to deal with. I don't think he's a first couple round pick. But they're a circus over there by drafting. Dylan Gabriel's not going to be a great NFL quarterback, I don't think. And maybe he proves me wrong. I don't see him as a NFL level quarterback. Shedeur might be able to get away with some stuff, but if you're the Browns, why? First of all, drafting 2 quarterbacks back-to-back rounds is ridiculous. Why would you just throw Shedeur to the Wolves?
Yeah.
Like, let Flacco deal with it until you start building around. And then if you really like Shedeur, like, give him a chance late in the season to play and build around him later.
Yeah.
To me, this is great news for Shedeur Sanders. If they throw him to the Wolves early with the O-line that they have and just the circus that they are, he's going to be in trouble. And then he's going to look bad, and then it's going to be over. Joe Flacco's been there, done that. He's a vet. Let him go out there and struggle, and he'll struggle for like 10 weeks, and we'll see where the Browns are at, and then after that, maybe you throw Shedeur in if you feel comfortable with it. This should be good news for Shedeur.
Yep, absolutely. I do agree with that. So now for number 4.
Number 4.
Do you want the baseball story or you want the college football story?
College football.
All right. So Auburn seemed to find the answer to its quarterback question this offseason when Oklahoma transfer and former 5-star recruit Jackson Arnold committed to the Tigers. Apparently, though, he might not be the only answer. Auburn coach Hugh Freeze said on his weekly radio show yesterday that the top 3 quarterbacks on the roster, Arnold, Stanford, and transfer Ashton Daniels, a 5-star true and 5-star freshman Bruce Knight, could all see playing time in the opener on the 30th.
Who are they playing?
They are playing Baylor.
Oh.
So you are running a quarterback.
Baylor's supposed to be good.
You are running a quarterback by committee against Baylor to open up the season as an SEC team.
That's gross.
How?
That's gross because I want to root for Big 12 pride, but I hate Baylor, so I don't know if I could do that. And Auburn's going to make it easy by going 3 quarterbacks. If you're doing that against Southern or Grambling or App State or whatever, okay. Do it against a Power 4 school on the road? What are you guys doing? A different quarterback for the amount of championships you claim today. Maybe that's what it is. Add a 4th. New lunchtime hour next.
San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime use.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego? Happy noon lunchtime hour on the Fans. Brought to you by the Craft Taco. Both flavors at 2 locations, Sereno Valley and inside Balboa Park's Natural History Museum. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show. Live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97 through the Fan. Coming up next would be Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scraby. Before Gwynn and Chris at 2 o'clock, Ecowater SoCal Padres pregame show at 5:40 before Padres and Giants coming up at 6:40. Should be a fun time. I'll be at the game tonight after football practice. I will go to football, coach the youth, and then change into my Padres gear and head down to the game. It'll be a fun time. Looking forward to it. Haven't been to a game in a little bit. It's going to be nice to go down there. Couple of things I did want to mention that I'm now blanking on to start this potential. Oh, this is what I had. So AJ Cassaville tweeted out last night the rule for that home run ball that still doesn't make any sense. It says, quote, in the rule, no interference shall be allowed when a fielder reaches over a fence, railing, rope, or into a stand to catch a ball. So as soon as he reaches across the fence, there's no such thing as fan interference anymore. He does so, the fielder, at his own risk. However, should a spectator reach out on the playing field side of such fence, railing, or rope and plainly prevent the fielder from catching the ball, then the batsman should be called out for spectators' interference. AJ Cassaville of note, whether the fan touches the ball is immaterial, even though AJ Cassaville thinks he did. If he reached over the wall and impacted Ramos' ability to catch the ball, which was ultimately the judgment of the replay crew, it's an out. Tough break for the Padres. I don't think he reached over. I don't think it's clear that you can see that.
No,
he reached
you
over.
can see that he did. He stood up but reached over. So
Have you sat in those seats before?
I have not sat in those seats.
There's a gigantic table, and so it's pushing back. It looks like he's over the fence, even though he's reaching. He's not over the fence.
It looks like it does look like he reached over. And I don't, honestly, you can look at, there was a side angle that you're able to see where it goes into and then out of Ramos's glove. You could kind of see the guy's hands are out over. It never touches Ramos, but you can kind of see that the glove is out over, that his hands are out over the glove.
Is the glove over the wall?
No. It didn't go over the wall until after the ball hit it, and then it kind of like went back.
If his glove is over the wall, then it is.
Right, it would have been fine.
It's fair. I don't know how you can see on that replay that he was clearly over the wall. And a lot of people that were sitting out there said he wasn't over the fence. But, again, apparently they saw it. It took him 2 minutes and 40 seconds to clearly see that and then go with like, oh, he's definitely out. So that's the official ruling.
I'm just saying what I saw out of it. I don't think it was the right call. I think it should have been a home run. There was no clear and obvious interference like New York wants to say. But I can, like I said, I could see where they made the call. I could see why they made the call. I don't think it was right, though.
Hang on a second. Was it the dude with the hat that everybody keeps looking at? Or is it the dude in the Giant shirt?
No, it was the other guy. It was the guy in the hat. It wasn't the guy in the Giant shirt.
Because the guy in the Giant shirt is reaching over. And it looks like it almost goes off his finger. Maybe it's the Giants fan.
It could be. We could
Maybe that's what the fan
we
was.
could all be looking at the wrong guy, too.
We could be looking at the wrong fan. Because the Giants fan looks like he's over the fence. which makes it even worse. That it's the Giants fan that caused it to be an out instead of a home run. Anyway, but that's the official rule that was being looked at. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. While we're on the topic of Major League Baseball doing dumb things, there's a new realignment topic. We talked about it yesterday. Frank has found a different realignment that might be used.
Stephen Nesbitt of The Athletic, I believe friend of the show. Is he not?
Have we had him on before?
I'll have to look. Kept the NL-AL aspect to it. So he didn't do just a full geographic realignment. He did keep the NL-AL realignment. So we'll start with the American League.
Where did you find this?
This is on Twitter. It was tweeted out by The Athletic.
Okay, I'm going to go pull it up so I can look at it.
The American League, the AL East, Baltimore, Boston, New York, Toronto.
Oh, here it is.
Effectively the same division.
Yeah, they just kick rocks, Tampa Bay.
The AL North, Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Minnesota. Effectively the same division.
Effectively the same. We'll see you, Kansas City.
AL South.
Here's we got some changes.
Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Not the city, both teams. Kansas City.
How long did you want to say that? Did you do? How much did you think about doing that one?
About 2.85 seconds.
Because Colorado's listed first, but you were like Houston, Texas.
Yeah, because I was I wanted to
Creative.
the changes.
Creative. Okay.
Kansas City.
Yep.
And then Colorado would move over to the American League. The AL West would be Oaklamento, Vegas by this time.
The Oaklamento Vegas A's.
The Anaheim, the projected Salt Lake City
or
expansion, or Portland, and Seattle. That would be the American League. The National League.
Okay, so let's talk about the American League
Yes.
for a second. All right. So the East is pretty much the same. They get rid of Tampa,
Yeah.
which is the newest add to that division.
North
Correct?
is
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the North is the same.
North is the same with the exception of Kansas City. That's the old Central.
Yes.
And so they move. The AL South is where things are all over the place with Kansas City, Texas, Houston, and Colorado, which nothing says South like Colorado. But that being said, geographically, that makes the most sense.
Yes.
Except Colorado goes to the American League, which is honestly not that big of a deal. They've moved teams from the American League to the National League multiple times. Brewers, Astros, some teams. And then you get to the AL West. To me, it makes the most sense. Again, Vegas, Seattle, Angels, and then the last team, which would be either Salt Lake City or Portland. And those are all relatively decent travel. Aside from Seattle, who naturally is just always going to get screwed over on travel.
Yeah.
Because they're just far and away. I don't mind
it wouldn't be as bad if Portland wouldn't be as bad.
No, if it's Portland, it's a lot easier for them. I don't hate it. What do you think? Before we talk about the National League.
I don't mind it. Colorado moving to the American League is interesting, but when you look at what they have for the National League South, it makes a lot of sense.
The National League South is actually in the South.
Yeah, it is.
The American League South is kind of like
it
should be like the American League Central in reality. But
so let's start with the National League now.
I like how they decided to go with the NFL division names, by the way.
Yes. The NL East is going to change slightly. It would be New York, Philadelphia, Washington, and Pittsburgh.
So they throw Pittsburgh in there, and Florida's gone.
Yes.
Miami's gone.
The NL North is going to be mainly the same. It'll be Chicago, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, and St. Louis.
Pittsburgh's gone. Correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
NL South would be Atlanta, Miami, Tampa Bay, and either a Nashville or Raleigh expansion.
Which I think it's going to be Nashville.
Yes.
But that makes the most sense for the South. You actually have teams in the South now with that.
Yeah.
And you obviously knew that Tampa was going to the National League.
The Rays,
because they were not mentioned previously when we talked about the American League.
Yes. The Rays have a new stadium deal, correct?
I think they had one before that hurricane hit. I don't know if they have renegotiated that or not. I don't know for a fact.
Because I heard
that they had a deal to get back into the Trop. I don't know if they had a deal to build a new stadium because of the hurricane and a lot of the funds going towards that instead of building a new stadium.
I heard when they were here last year that there are rumors abound in the Tampa-St. Pete area that if they cannot get a deal done, that they would have been the ones going to Nashville.
Well, yeah, they probably still are holding out hope. They're selling too.
Yes.
So who knows?
And the NL West would be exactly the same. It'd be Arizona, LA, San Diego, and San Francisco minus Colorado, who's going to the American League.
Now, compare this, Stephen Nesbitt, and Jim Bowden. I like this one way better.
I do as well.
You keep the traditional divisions as much as possible. So, like the East, traditional in the American League. The AL North, traditional American League. AL West, somewhat traditional in the American League. NL West, traditional in the National League. NL North, traditional in the National League. NL East, slightly traditional in the National League. So you have two traditional divisions in both leagues, one sort of traditional division, and then one kind of crazy division that's brand new.
That's actually not a bad idea. Go Aztecs. To swap San Francisco and Anaheim. I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that either. I think
baseball won't do it because of the Dodger-Giant rivalry.
The Dodger-Giants, the Padres-Giants, it wouldn't be that great for Major League Baseball. But it makes more sense geographically, especially Portland, Seattle, Portland.
Mm-hmm.
But you got Vegas down there. It's not like it's Oakland anymore. It's Vegas. So Vegas is closer to whatever, LA and San Diego.
I honestly wouldn't be upset if that turned out to be it, because then you get each divisional winner plus 2 wild cards. I'm okay with that.
Each division winner and 2 wild cards. So you still have 6 teams in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I think they go with 8 teams. Well, it'd just be the NFL.
Yeah.
It'd be the NFL playoff format. I'd rather have 8 teams in the playoffs for both sides. I've always been a playoff expansion person.
But if
you're gonna be a league that can play every single day. Baseball is a sport you can play every single day. It's fascinating to me that they have the smallest playoffs. Out of teams out of sports you can play every single day, they have the shortest playoffs and least amount of games and rounds. It just especially for a sport like baseball, where the more games you play, the more it favors the team that's good. I don't understand.
And I think that's why, because you can weed out really bad teams and really mediocre teams by playing every single day. You can't really do that when you play 16 games. You can't really do that when you play.
No, I'm just saying
games.
From a physical standpoint. It's a sport you can play every day. Like the NFL would totally expand the playoffs if it didn't take a week for every game. The NHL probably shouldn't be playing all the time, but they play 16 teams in the postseason, and they go 7 games for every single round. The NBA does the exact same thing. It takes like 2 months of playoffs.
Which is absurd.
It is absurd, but it's fascinating to me that baseball doesn't do that. It's crazy. I think, and here's the other thing too. I think baseball should start the playoffs in September. But, I digress on that. If we're going to move everything around, like if you're trying to make this for entertainment purposes only, which is I think what they need to do, they need to start the playoffs in September before football completely takes over.
That either means less games or
move the season
less time off.
Or move the season up.
Yes.
I don't mind less games either.
There have been snow games in Detroit in April. You're going to move the season up sooner?
You can have them go in March.
They are going in
They
March.
can play south of the Mason-Dixon line for the first month of the season.
So you're going to have Detroit, New York, Boston. You're going to have them play a month of road games to start off the year.
Just depends on the weather. Or dome games.
So now you're going to ask these teams to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to make a dome now.
No, I said they just play in dome areas. If you want 162, I mean, if you want to win the game, which baseball says they want to do, there's ways to do it. They don't want to win the game. I think 120 games is fine. I don't think you need to play 162. I will tell you what I would do if I was Commissioner Rob Manfred when we come back. Braden Surprenant Show. Do This hour, 97th Fan, brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware on University Avenue in Hillcrest. Get the popular Weber Traveler portable gas grill for as low as $349. Perfect for the beach, tailgating, or anytime. The Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, where service still matters. All right, we talked a little bit about the realignment for Major League Baseball, and then Frank geeked out during the break. We have a NASCAR schedule for 2026.
Yes, NASCAR's 2026 schedule is out with San Diego in all of its glory. It is on the schedule.
Officially listed.
It is officially listed. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who haven't watched NASCAR that are going to start watching NASCAR this year because of the race, you want to get excited for it. NASCAR's television is a little funky. So the first quarter, maybe a little bit more of the season will be on Fox or FS1. Then it will move for 6 weeks to Amazon Prime, starting with the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte, which is one of the crown jewel big races that NASCAR runs every year. The last race on Amazon Prime will be on June 21st, which will be the race here in San Diego. Then right after that, if you want to follow the NASCAR circus, they go right up the coast to Sonoma. Right after that, that'll be the first race on TNT. They will do 6 races on TNT, their little in-season tournament gimmick. And then it's on NBC or USA for the rest of the season. So it is official. NASCAR is coming to San Diego. The schedule is out, or at least a version of the schedule is out. You can see it if you have a subscription to The Athletic. It is on there.
Daytona, February 15th.
Yes.
Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium. Little kickoff will be February 1st.
So if you want to go to Phoenix for a race, Braden, March 8th.
They go to Phoenix multiple times, don't they?
Yes, they do at the end of the year. Phoenix these last couple of years has been the season finale. It will not be the season finale next year. Homestead, it goes back to Homestead next year. So it'll be either March 3rd or October 18th, if you would like to join me.
We'll talk more NASCAR stuff later on in the year when we get closer to the next season of NASCAR, when you have to pay attention to it, obviously.
Yes.
Anyway, speaking of, did Braden ever give his view of the Big 12 being on TNT? I don't really care. Cool. More money for the conference is basically what I was looking at that with. All right. We talked about the realignment stuff for Major League Baseball. You know, another idea that was out there. It sounds like realignment is coming. It sounds like expansion is coming in Major League Baseball with a potential team in Salt Lake City, a potential team in Nashville, get you to 32 teams. It sounds like Major League Baseball wants to split the divisions up into 4 divisions of 4 per league, whether that's a Western Conference or an Eastern Conference or an American League or a National League. Stephen J. Nesbitt of The Athletic put together a realignment that looks pretty interesting. I like it better than Jim Bowden's. It keeps a lot of the traditional divisions together. According to Nesbitt, the National League West would be Arizona, the LA Dodgers, San Diego, and San Francisco would be the division for the NL West. Other major notable things: Colorado moves the American League to be in the AL South with Houston, Kansas City, and Texas. And in the NL South, you now have the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the National League, with Nashville potentially being a team, Miami, and Atlanta. So for me, in terms of like baseball, and I mentioned before, but I think one of baseball's biggest problem in the fall is competing with the National Football League and college football. They have 1 month of baseball in September, which they lose a lot of their audience after dominating the summer. I mean, in the summer, they don't have anything to compete with Major League Baseball. They really don't in the United States. But you get to late August and you got college football on. You get to Labor Day and you get the NFL on. And all of a sudden, the attention in America shifts from Major League Baseball to the National Football League or to college sports. And here's the other thing. When you look at Major League Baseball in September, you are still in a poor position where when you roll into September, so we're going to roll in September in a couple of weeks. The Padres have a month left of games. a month left of playing games, of trying to get to the postseason. But the reality is, looking at the standings, and right now in a little bit of a spell, it opens things up for other teams. But when you're looking at the National League right now, the wild card is almost wrapped up. Like, the teams that are competing for a playoff spot are basically, you know who they are, with the exception of, is Cincinnati going to make it or not? That's where you're currently at. Cardinals are 5 games out of a wild card spot. Okay, the Reds trail the Mets by 1 game. Padres have a 3.5 game lead on the Reds. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. But in terms of overall playoffs, you know it's going to be the Brewers, the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Padres, and the Mets. If not, add the Reds and take one of those wildcard teams out. But you really know what the playoffs are going to be. The National League playoffs are going to be 6 of those 7 teams mentioned. That is an entire month. That is an entire month where you know who's going to be in the playoffs. So for those 7 ball clubs and those 7 fan bases, really 6 of them, right? Like, one of them is going to be sweating it out, or 2, like Cincinnati and New York. Maybe you're sweating it out. But there's really only 7 teams competing in September. And most of those 7 teams are not living and dying. They're like, we got to get to the playoffs. Just got to make it to the playoffs. Just got to make it through these games, get to the playoffs. It's not as much must-watch television. Okay? It's not as much must-watch television. In the American League, I think the same thing could be said to a certain extent. Cleveland's now 3 games back of Seattle. It's starting to separate itself a little bit. Sure, there might be a couple division races mixed in, but overall, Detroit, Toronto, Houston, New York, Boston, Seattle, all of those teams and their fan bases know they're probably going to be in the playoffs. This is an entire month that we still have to get to. So outside of 13 teams, the majority of the league knows they're not making the playoffs, and they're already moving on to the next sport, especially with short attention spans nowadays. So why would you, if you're Major League Baseball, give the NFL a great start where you're not playing highly competitive games? Sure, there's a couple mixed in, but you're not playing must-watch playoff games. You're playing regular season games, and you try to drag out the season. From the Padres' perspective, yeah, we're going to live and die a lot of games here because that's what fans do, and there's no NFL team here anymore. But there's going to be a lot of games potentially where the Padres already know where their seed is, or they already know where they're going to be, or whatever. And from that time frame, you watch the NFL on Sundays. You watch college football on Saturdays. I mean, you start looking at some of the scheduling conflicts, and you pull up college football's, first 2 weeks. I mean, they start in August. You look at their September matchups. I mean, people that love sports, and there's the thing. There's going to be diehard fans of individual sports all the time. But you look at the September matchups that you have on a college football Saturday coming up in the first couple of weeks. I mean, you're going to have some great games that you're going to be tuned into with some marquee matchups. I mean, you got Michigan and Oklahoma the second week of the season at 4:30 on a Saturday. That's in week 2. In week 3, you got Tennessee, Georgia, which is currently a ranked matchup preseason-wise. That's going to be something that baseball is competing with games that might not actually matter in the grand scheme of things. I mean, that particular weekend, September 13th. I mean, you could pull up I'll pull up the schedule for September 13th in Major League Baseball and compare it to college football. It's an interesting point of conversation. Again, you're letting football get some of a little bit of an advantage for you, or get an advantage on you, what you've dominated the whole year. I mean, think about it from this perspective. You look at some of the matchups on September 13th. The Padres play the Rockies. The Padres are playing the Rockies on September 13th. September 13th is going to have Texas A&M, Notre Dame. It's going to have LSU, Florida. It's going to have Alabama, Wisconsin. It's going to have Arkansas, Ole Miss. It's going to have Georgia, Tennessee. And these are just games involving current ranked teams. And that's week 3. You look at Major League Baseball's schedule that day. You got the Reds playing the A's. You got the Padres playing the Rockies. You got the Astros playing the Braves right now. That's not that great of a matchup. Kansas City, Philly. I mean, you're talking about teams that are not in contention. The best series that weekend is Yankees-Red Sox, and that's not even that great of a series as much as it used to be. You got Rangers-Mets. So from that perspective, you are allowing another sport to infringe on what you've been building the entire summer. So if you do the realignment, I do think you need to make the playoffs 8-8. I think that's great. That's the limit, though. Don't be adding any more teams. And you have now this long season. But to me, if you started the playoffs in September, and all of a sudden you got September 13th, Padres-Dodgers in a playoff game, I'm not paying attention to college football. If I got Yankees-Red Sox in a playoff game on a Sunday, I'm not watching the NFL. I'm watching Red Sox-Yankees. Just looking at the standings this year, right? And some of the potential playoff matchups in early September. You got a Blue Jays team playing really good baseball, playoff series between Toronto and maybe Boston, or Toronto and Seattle. I mean, these are all points of this is how you try to grow this game. So for me, like a full 162 is a lot of baseball, and it's a lot of meaningless baseball. I understand why they do it. They like the game. They make more money in the regular season than they do in the playoffs, the way that the money is structured. I understand why they do it. But to me, play the playoffs starting in September, get through October, and have a little bit of a run into into your postseason. I think it's way better. I think it's way better. You don't need 162 games. 120 is probably fine. I know why they do it. It's a money thing. I know why they do it. But if you play 120 games, then you don't have to worry about playing in Detroit in March, which is almost impossible. But you want to play Detroit in March, but you're willing to play in Detroit in October when it matters and it's the World Series. I mean, that's the other thing too. Playing October baseball, playing a sport that's not great with weather in a month where you're starting to get some serious weather in places that compete for, playoff spots. You want your World Series to be affected by weather? That's the other thing too. So if that was the case, if I was in charge of Major League Baseball, which I am not, because I'm in charge of college football, as Go Aztecs said, that's my future job that he says. I would play 120 games. I'd start the playoffs Labor Day weekend. I'd get through, use it for the 2 months for September and October, build your momentum against football, and try to keep as much of the audience as possible. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. There's a big week for baseball contenders this week. We will get to that. We will also get to our midday sports standoff. After yesterday, I would imagine today's questions probably more Little League World Series stuff. Since I got smoked yesterday, if you could take me down to sports trivia, you will be qualified for our grand prize, a 2-night stay at Resorts World Las Vegas. We'll try to get a contestant for that when we come back as well. Braden Surprenant Show rolls on. 1240 on the Braden Surprenant Show. We're going to get to our midday sports standoff in just a second. We do have a contestant, and if he takes me down, he'd be qualified for our grand prize. A 2-night stay at Resorts World Las Vegas, plus VIP admission to AYU Day Club and a $175 food and beverage credit. Celebrate summer with a 2-night stay at Resorts World Las Vegas. Dine poolside at one of the 5 unique pool experiences in the 5.5 acres pool complex, the largest elevated pool deck on the Las Vegas Strip, and experience AYU Day Club, a stunning oasis inspired by the islands of Southeast Asia, where the ultimate party concepts transform the weekend into a never-ending summer. Special summer rates available now at rwlasvegas.com, now offering no resort fees and complimentary parking. With this particular contestant, are we doing hot dogs that have bite? Is that the question?
How did you know?
Like that snap? You know, for you yesterday, there was a lot of hot dog references with the legs thing. You know, they had that. Remember that meme? It was like hot dogs or legs?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Frank shows off his legs yesterday. He's also named Frank, which is interesting because that's what the slang name of a hot dog is. And New York Mike said, what did he say yesterday? Frank's legs got that snap of it.
The natural casing.
The natural casing. Frank likes the attention he got on his legs. You could tell.
I did not. You guys were freaking me out.
Steven started off the chat today. Even the chat today was all about Frank's legs. Only Frank's. Is that for Frank Marchese's legs or a hot dog company?
You're going to have to find out, I guess.
I wouldn't Google search that.
Yeah, no, please do not.
Please do not Google search that.
Especially if you're at school, because we know we have student listeners here.
Which, by the way, you should be paying attention in class.
Exactly, 100%.
Even though you'll probably learn more on this show.
Teachers, take their phone away. Leave the station on, but
yes, they can't watch, but they should be able to. In fact, it should be going on in class right now in the background. I wonder how many. Remember I told you that story about the students? There was a student at Cathedral that was watching on their iPad.
Yes.
Our show, and had no idea I coached there. And like one of the players was like, "Hey, that's Coach Surprenant."
Son of a gun.
I'm sorry, who? This guy coaches at Cathedral. And he's like, "No, he doesn't." Okay, here we go. Hilarious. Hopefully, they don't ban our show on the iPads at school. It should be the only thing getting put through on those iPads. Learn more with us sometimes than what you learn in whatever dumb class you have to take nowadays. We're going on, so we're flying next week.
We teach you the important things on this show.
We fly next week, right? To San Francisco.
You do, I don't. I stay on the ground.
I said we, cathedral-wise. So next week, I'll do the show Thursday, and then I'll fly separately to San Jose and meet up with the team. And then Friday, I'm doing the show from the hotel before we go play St. Francis. And so the kids are missing school Thursday and Friday. And one of the coaches was like, they'll probably learn more on this trip than they do in class.
No
I was
kidding.
like, yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's next Thursday. We do have a show this Thursday, though.
So it'll be a very blink and you'll miss it kind of show we're going to have.
Yeah, this Thursday, we were supposed to be on for 2 hours, right? 2 hours?
Supposedly.
Allegedly. We have the roundtable on Thursday. So that first hour of our show will be the roundtable. And then we will have a show for an hour. And then it goes in the Equal Water SoCal Padres pregame show. So for people that wanted to see us at the Loft.
Sorry.
Can't see us at the Loft on Thursday. Maybe I'll go to the Loft first today.
There you go.
If I get down there in time. Now, here's my dilemma. I have to pick up my friend. She's meeting me in Scripps. I got to pick her up on the way down.
Mm-hmm.
She coaches volleyball in Scripps. I coached football at Cathedral. I thought I could get the special teams done before. We used to do special teams at the beginning of practice.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do that for some reasons right now. So I have to do it at the end of practice. So I was like planning on getting out early.
Randy caught it.
To go and then pick up my friend and be down on the way. I'm not addressing that. So
just saying Randy caught it. That's all.
Randy's just saying things. So I have to, it's going to be, I'm rolling in late. Good thing I have parking already.
There you go.
And tickets.
See?
The other 2 tickets that I got, I have to send to my friends early because they're going to go down early. Because one of my friends who's going, he is friends with Ryan Walker. He was one of the managers at Washington State when Ryan Walker was playing there. So he needs to go down early to hang out with Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to send him his ticket earlier, and then he's going to take the other ticket. So anyway, long story short, I have to try to get out of practice as quickly as possible. And yesterday we were super late.
Oops.
Yeah. I had 6 o'clock softball game. I didn't get out to like 5:35. I magically beat the umpire to the softball game, though. I got there like 6:03, and Conrad hadn't showed up yet, which worked out.
As you do.
So I ended up making it in time. So I show up. We're the home team, and my brother who runs the team has me bat last because he didn't know what time I was showing up, and I was like, I'm going to be there before the game starts. I'm just going to be a little late.
Mm-hmm.
I made him redo the lineup. I'm not batting last. Oh, I'm definitely a diva out there, a prima donna on the deal. I told him I got to talk to my agent. We need to restructure this. This isn't happening right now. I'm not batting last. Absolutely not. All right. Okay. Foul on Paul Adam in the chat.
He draws the foul.
Chat was good. Frank's casings yesterday.
You're doing it today.
Speaking of hot dog casings, let's get to today's midday sports stand-up.
Welcome to Midday Sports Standoff on the Braden Surprenant Show.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
The ultimate head-to-head battle where sports knowledge and quick thinking collide.
No, it's no good. Are you kidding me?
Contestants will go toe-to-toe with Braden in a sports trivia deal where every correct answer brings them closer to victory.
Down the sideline! Wow! Unbelievable!
But 3 strikes and it's game over.
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
Can you outsmart Braden? The Midday Sports Standoff starts now.
All right, who we got playing today?
Today is a guy who was very, very angry he was not playing yesterday. That would be New York Mike. Mike, how you doing, bud?
Hey, guys. Hey, my apologies to Crazy Legs Marchese there.
Thank you.
A few weeks back, we were talking about hot dogs, and you said that you ate Hoppy Franks.
Yeah.
And I laughed at you, being a New Yorker, and you're eating Hoppy Franks. But I found out that the Hoppy does have natural casing, and Pink's up in L.A., probably the best hot dog place in California, use Hoppy natural casing Franks.
There you go. See? I know what I'm talking about.
It's got the natural casing.
Yeah, you do.
See, I know what you always trust a fat guy.
Natural casing Franks.
So today's question has 9 different answers, but I'm going to spoil 2 so so you guys can understand what I'm saying here. Of the Big 4 sports, what are the suffix of their?
I'm sorry.
I know that's what I'm saying. Of where they play. So like it would be how it used to be the LA Forum. The answer for this would be Forum. You understand what I mean?
Okay. Yes. Stadium names.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So Mike, you are first. Mike, you there?
Big 4 sports. Yeah, I'm here.
Of the Big 4 sports.
Trying to digest that question.
So like I said, it would be like how the Lakers used to play in the LA Forum. So the answer would be Forum. There was another one I just blanked on.
So we're trying to guess basically names of venues.
Yes.
The venue part. All right, I got it. All right, Big Mike, let's go.
Just throw out a name right now. I'll tell you if you're right or wrong, and hopefully you'll get it after that.
Okay, Max Shea.
Shea Stadium.
So Stadium is the correct answer.
Yeah, so Stadium is the answer.
So we have Forum off the board.
Yeah, Forum is not. There's 7 of them.
There's 7 more.
Yes.
Okay, so you gave away Forum, and he's now got Stadium.
Yes.
All right, I will go with a simple one. Arena.
Yes, Arena would be one.
It has to be a top 4. It has to be a 4 main sport. So, like, you can't be naming some college deal.
Correct. Yes. Mike?
Okay, Ebbets Field.
Field, yeah.
Field would work.
Yes, Field would be the answer.
Garden.
For Madison Square Garden, yes.
TD Garden.
Mike?
T-Mobile Arena.
Oh, I've already said arena.
Try again.
Oh, you said arena. I'm stumped right now.
Somewhere you would go to watch the Padres right now.
Oh, Petco Park.
Park. There you go.
Let's go center.
Yep, Rogers Center.
Is Toyota Center a deal?
I believe. There's one left here, Mike.
That we're missing.
Yes. And I'll give you guys a hint. It's a fairly new building. Brand new building.
Brandon knows it.
I don't
No,
know.
he does not know it.
Neither do I, so I'll take the tie.
No, there's only 7. You got to guess.
Oh,
You said it's newer?
Or
one of them might be newer.
Yeah, Mike, I got to X you out on that one.
Yeah.
Have we said like Coliseum yet? There's nobody playing at Coliseum.
No, the New York Islanders are no longer at the Nassau Coliseum.
There's no other Coliseums out there?
No.
I guess Oakland's not in the Coliseum anymore either.
Center?
We already said
center already. Sorry.
Said it.
So we have Arena, Stadium, Garden, Field, Center, and Park. There's one left.
What sport?
Basketball.
It's basketball. Pavilion?
You know what? Actually, yeah, I'll give you that one, Braden, because the
is
San Jose Sharks do play a pavilion. So yeah, that was one that was actually not on the list.
I thought they played at the S&P Center.
It's the
SAP Center. SAP is the
Center,
company.
yeah.
I think they play at Center.
Oh, I thought it was the SAP Pavilion.
No.
All right, so never
That's
mind.
Center.
That's my bad then.
Pavilion. Jenny
Right.
played Pavilion.
Paulie Pavilion, but that's
Yeah, there's a lot of
college,
pavilions
right?
in college.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah.
Your turn.
Your turn.
Oh.
You get multiple strikes, Mike. You got 2 more to work with here. You took first pitch for a strike. They got a battle here.
I'm probably going to get buzzed again.
You said it's basketball?
Yep. Yeah, Mike, I'm going to have to buzz you there. Braden? If Braden doesn't get this, it's a tie. So
Palace. Malice in the Palace.
you know what? Yes, Palace was actually the one I forgot that I was going to give you guys away.
You gave Forum instead?
Yeah, well, no, I was going to give Forum. I was going to give Forum and Palace, but that's...
What's the
How
new
about
one?
Dome? How about Dome?
That's it. That's the one.
Keep
The
it Dome.
Intuit Dome for the Clippers. That's the new one. All right, so
I mean,
Mike, you get the
Superdome,
tie.
it could've been- NFL could have been domes too.
Well, I was thinking, Mike, hold on the
were
line.
thinking
We'll
of
get your
Intuit Dome,
information.
which
Yeah,
I've
I was
actually
thinking of the
been to.
Intuit Dome, which was the new one. They
Okay. I've
so-
actually been to that one too, by the way.
So there you go. That was an interesting one, and again, that was also a last second one too.
It's a good one. It's one I've played before, not on the show, but like with my friends. Garden, Pavilion. Pavilion wasn't on there, but that's a college one.
So Mike, hang on the line. You
Once
I'll get
sausage
your information
casings.
during the break. Yeah, we'll trade sausage casing recipes and stuff like that. So yeah.
All right. So we have So we had
Yards was another one that wasn't on the original. That wasn't on the video. I got this from.
Is that the official name of the stadium?
No, it's not
It's
actually.
Oriole Park.
Yeah, it's
at
Oriole
Camden
Park
Yards.
at Camden Yards.
Oriole Park would be the correct answer.
Yes.
So no, Yards would not be one of the answers.
See,
We'll
this is the
give you the full list when we
This
come
is the
back.
problem with doing them at the last second.
You didn't learn that in school? Were you too busy watching your favorite radio show in class instead?
I graduated that way.
1 o'clock hour when we come back. Is that Little League World Series game live?
It is, yes.
The West?
Yes.
Hawaii still
Yes.
representing the West?
Yep, it is.
You're down 1-0?
Yes, it
Is that what
is.
it says? All right. Keep tabs of the Little League World Series, just in case.
Just in case we have more questions about
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Can you name the Little Leagues of San Diego that have represented the West? Not a bad question. I'd need some effort to look that up. I know we've had a handful. We've had a handful of Little League World Series teams.
I remember the only one I really truly remember is when Eastlake went. Probably 10 years ago at this point.
We had it twice.
Yeah.
Was it Parkview Little League? Parkview Little League went twice, and I know we've had a bunch of other teams go before then. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Little League teams to represent the West.
Probably San Diego Little League teams would probably be a little bit better.
Well,
narrow that search down a little bit.
Well, I mean, I can kind of work through most of it.
This is called filling time while the host is typing something out.
Little League World
Trying
Series.
to search for a thing.
Little League World Series West Region champions. We've had a lot get close too. What was the last one we had was, what is it? We haven't had, Rancho Buena Vista was 05.
Okay.
Oceanside Little League was 01.
I remember Eastlake was in like the mid 2010s.
Yes, they had like Luke Ramirez and stuff like that.
I don't know names.
Well, he works in media now. That's why I know who he is. 2001, the first year they had the regional championship, Oceanside won and went to the Little League World Series. Since then, from 2002 to 2005, RBV, Rancho Buena Vista Little League, made it in 05 to the Southern California, as the Southern California representative, and then won and went to the Little League World Series. 06 to 2021, Solana Beach Little League went in 07 and lost to Chandler in the final, so they were close. They were a game away. That was my 12-year-old year. Solana Beach went. They lost to Cody Bellinger and Chandler to go to the Little League World Series. 09, Parkview Little League out of Chula Vista. They went on. That's the one you're thinking of. After Parkview was Eastlake Little League in 2013.
Yeah, that was it.
They represented Southern California and made it to the Little League World Series.
Mm-hmm.
In 2014, Encinitas Little League won the Southern California regional spot. They did not make it to the Little League World Series. They lost to Mountain Ridge in Las Vegas. Spencer Jones, I think, was on that team, that Encinitas Little League team. Yankees, one of the Yankees' top prospects. After that, Sweetwater Valley made it in 2015, represented the West in the Little League World Series. Parkview Little League again in 2016, made it to the Little League World Series and represented Southern California. Parkview Little League made it to the Western Regionals in 2018, didn't make it to the final. Sweetwater Valley made it in 2019, didn't make it to Williamsport, but we're close. And since 2019, we have not had a team from San Diego make it to the West region or the Little League World Series. So there you go.
There you go.
Does it have the results? I wonder how many of them won.
I know Eastlake did not win when they went. I know that. I think they got close, but I know that they didn't win.
Eastlake was the runner-up in 2013.
Yes. Yeah.
Oceanside went 3-1, didn't win. Vista went 5-1, came in third. Chula Vista won it in 2009, went 5-1. Chula Vista, as you mentioned, the Eastlake Little League runner-up, went 4-1. Chula Vista in 2016 went 1-2, and we're out, and that was it. So there you go. There's your Little League World Series update for you. The West, which is Hawaii, is down in South Carolina 1-0 in an elimination game, bottom of the third, for everybody that's paying attention and engaged to the Little League World Series. Frank's locked in.
I'm just looking, honestly.
All right, this is a big week for Major League Baseball, Frank.
Yes, it is.
Big week for baseball's contenders. We're seeing one right now. Cubs and Brewers, which has been a fun show. 5 games this week, Monday through Thursday, and one of their doubleheader rainouts has already been rained out yesterday, so they got to do it again today.
Yeah, the back end of the doubleheader yesterday got washed out, so it got pushed to today.
So many games in Chicago this week. Cubs are up 5-4, top of the 6th. Brewers have 2 on and 2 out.
That's big because the Cubbies were up 5-0. And Milwaukee slowly chipped away at it.
They can't, they for some reason can't handle the Brewers, just like the Padres can't handle the Dodgers right now. So the big week for baseball's contenders. You got some October atmosphere in August this week. Upcoming week in MLB feels like a playoff preview with several heavyweight matchups and rivalries shaping division races and postseason positioning. Here's some series to watch, just in general if you're a baseball fan. Brewers at Cubs. They are tied 4-4 on the season, at least going into this week. Who won yesterday? You said the Brewers won?
Yeah, Brewers won 7-0 yesterday.
So the Brewers have a 5-4 lead in the series. Brewers have won 3 of their last 4. Milwaukee, who is on fire right now. I mean, they are on
white hot
fire. With the 14-game win streak recently ballooning their National League Central lead from 1 to 8 games over Chicago. This is the last regular season meeting. Milwaukee can effectively clinch the division here if they handle some serious business. I think that's probably true. If Milwaukee wins, if they win 3 of these 5 games, do they win the division?
Yes.
I think so, too.
I think it might
2?
already
You think
be
2?
done. I don't know about 2. I think it would be the Cubs would really need to start to turn it on. You can't expect them to go on a heater like Milwaukee has, but Chicago really needs to turn it around because remember at the beginning of this year, this was their division to lose.
It was,
and they're losing it now.
They were locked in offensively. The month of August for the Cubs offensively has been awful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about how great Kyle Tucker was to start the year.
Yeah, he's benched.
He's not even playing that much. The Cubs are 9 games behind the Brewers for the division. 9 games.
That's
behind Milwaukee.
It's a formality at this point, honestly. That's
last time these 2 teams will play each other. If Milwaukee wins, if they come back and win this game after the Cubs are up 5-0, the division is over.
Yeah.
Brewers win the division. And they probably rack up the 1 seed in the National League. They've been so hot as of late. The Brewers have a 7.5 game lead on Philly and an 8.5 game lead on the Dodgers. 9 game lead on the Cubs and a 10.5 game on the Padres. They win today. The 1 seed is theirs. I'd be shocked to see anybody catch them.
I would too. The only thing you would have to worry about is if you're a fan of the Brewers, are you peaking?
Too soon?
Yeah, exactly. Are you peaking too early?
I think we saw it with the Phillies last year or 2 years ago. Remember the Phillies got super hot in the middle of the summer?
Yes.
And then really cooled off and then just could not do anything in the postseason. I could see Milwaukee doing that.
Especially now that you're going to have a week layover with a bye for the first round.
Well, and your final 2 weeks are going to be uncompetitive games. People in Milwaukee will be watching the Packers, as we mentioned before. Astros Tigers this week. Astros took 2 of 3 in April. Last night, the Tigers bludgeoned Houston. They won 10-0. So they're now evened up in the series 2-2 on the season. Astros took 2 out of 3 in April. Tigers beat them in last year's American League wild card. Both first-place teams had rough July stretches. Tigers are stabilizing while the Astros continue to scuffle, averaging 3.8 runs per game in the month of August. Did you see the Cubs number of that, by the way?
No.
They're averaging 2.8 runs per game in the month of August for a team that is offensively built for offense and has struggled with pitching.
That's rough.
No wonder the Cubs are starting to free fall a little bit. Back to the Astros. Pitching duel this week, Hunter Brown, Tarek Skubal. Astros pitchers got a 2.45 ERA. Tarek Skubal, 2.42 ERA. Was that, when was that? That's tonight. That's going to be a fun one.
Yes.
What's up with the Tigers, Frank?
Falling back to earth, I guess.
Yeah, the Guardians made a little bit of a run there. They're now 8.5 back, so they haven't. I don't think the division is really threatened. Tigers now have a half-game lead on Toronto for the number 1 team in the American League. That's obviously a race to pay attention to. Astros, the next team up, they're 4 games back. They can't afford to get destroyed like they did last night. They lost 10-0.
Really quick, because I'm seeing some people in the chat. I mentioned that we might have a San Diego FC player on today. We will officially. Corey Beard, new acquisition, forward, will be on at 1:30.
And we're looking forward to that.
Yes, we are.
Mariners at Phillies. Phillies maintaining large lead on your Metropolitans. They have played hot as of late. They just beat the Mariners last night. They got a 3-game series this week that will continue that today. Mariners lead the all-time series 14-11, whatever that's worth. Phillies took took the last series in Philly in 2023. Both teams are surging. Mariners chasing Astros in the American League West. Phillies pulling away in the NL East. Possible World Series preview. I don't know about that. Home run fireworks. Kyle Schwarber on pace for 56 homers versus Cal Raleigh, who's got 47, chasing the catcher home run record. That should be a fun series, too. What do you got on the Mariners and Phillies?
I would say 2 out of 3 Philadelphia.
They've already taken 1.
Guess. Yeah. So I think they're going to split. Oh, I think.
Owen Casey.
Yep.
Former Padres farmhand.
First major league home run, too. He got his first major league hit yesterday, first RBI earlier today, and now first major league homer.
How about that?
Good on you, kid.
I think the Phillies do that, too. Phillies are starting to play some good baseball. 6-4 the last 10. They've won 2 in a row. Have a 5.5 game lead on the New York Mets. Couple more series that are very important, and we'll talk a little bit more about the divisional race shifts since the All-Star break when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. Not over yet. Still got another segment after this. Talk a big week of Major League Baseball this week. Talking more Padres in just a little bit. We're going to have Corey Beard on with us coming up in the next segment. A local kid, again, representing San Diego FC. Most recent signing is from Escondido, California. And we will be talking with him coming up in the next segment. We will also continue our conversation about the Padres as we move on and talk more about what's going down in Major League Baseball this week. Okay, I talked about 3 of the big series. You also got Red Sox Yankees this week, Frank. You excited about that?
Sure.
No Padres Dodgers in Sunday Night Baseball because we got Red Sox Yankees.
There you go.
How about that?
See that? See how that works?
That will start Thursday through Sunday. Boston has won 5 straight against the Yankees, including a sweep in June. Yankees midseason collapse flipped them from division leaders to chasers. Both are still after Toronto while battling for wild card positioning. Roman Anthony, Red Sox rookie star, just signed a long-term extension, is thriving as a leadoff man for the Boston Red Sox. It's very interesting. Red Sox and Yankees battling for a wild card spot against each other.
Yeah, and no one could care less.
Exactly. I mean, their 2 markets are big, so therefore they will be on Sunday Night Baseball, and we'll act like it's a gigantic deal, and everybody in the country cares, but nobody actually cares.
No.
If they were battling for a division, it would have a little bit more juice. If they were near the top of baseball, it'd have a little bit more juice. That doesn't have the juice anymore. In the American League, the Yankees are the 4th best team. The Red Sox are the 5th best team. Doesn't mean it's not going to be a big series. Doesn't mean it's not going to be a good series. Just not one that I'm
Bless you.
actively paying attention to. But you got Red Sox Yankees this weekend.
Bless you.
Man. You also have Padres Dodgers again. I don't want to spend too much time on that because we're going to have to talk about that ad nauseum later on in the week, Friday through Sunday. Dodgers swept the Padres last weekend, now 8-2 against San Diego this year. Last time they did that, they lost the playoff series. It's not here nor there. Dodgers reclaimed the NL West lead. Padres need to respond at home in the last meeting of 2025. Mookie Betts is starting to heat up. He's hitting .341 in his last 11 games. Now, how have the division race shifts since the All-Star break? This is very interesting, something to look at. In the American League East, the Blue Jays are up big, plus 42.5% in terms of their winning. Yankees collapse. And this is, of course, like chances to win the division and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Jays have increased their chances of winning the division 42% since the All-Star break. Yankees have had it get vanished by 30.4%. Toronto controlling the race in the American League. Is there any team that catches Toronto in the AL East?
No, it's their division right now. Boston's been iffy, and the Yankees defense has been god awful. So no, I don't see anyone passing Toronto.
So you're saying right now, Toronto champion.
Toronto wins the AFC East, the AL East.
All right. No more games. Doesn't matter. Toronto's got it. Up 5 games on the Yankees and the Red Sox. I would agree with you. I think the Blue Jays win the division. If you had to pick between the Yankees and the Red Sox, your non-biased answer, Francis, who catches Toronto?
Honestly, I would say Boston.
I'd say Boston too. All right, you're not being biased. It's okay. You have to put a disclaimer out there for the Mets fan anytime he talks about the Yankees and the Phillies, which we'll get to in a second. American League Central. Tigers, since the All-Star break, remain heavy favorites. They have a 97.6% chance of winning the division. Despite the post-break stumble, they have an 8.5-game lead on Cleveland. That division's wrapped up.
Yeah, it's been wrapped up for a while, and that's why you get out to those big leads, so you can stumble a little bit and still have a nice cushion.
Now, talking about stumbling and rising, the American League West. Seattle on the rise. They've increased their chances of winning the division by 22.4%. Astros have lost 20 percentage points due to injuries and inconsistency. Mariners a game and a half back. The Seattle finally knock off the Astros.
Yes, we've been saying it all year that the Astros, this is not the same Astros team that it has been. They are beatable. They do have weak links. Seattle tooled up over the trade deadline. I think the Mariners get the division this year.
I think the Mariners get them too. They're starting a streak at the right time. In the National League, in the East, the Phillies are surging. They have increased their chances of winning the division by 22.2%. Mets are fading hard, 21.9%. Phillies now big division favorites. Can your New York Mets catch Philadelphia?
Yes.
Do you think they will do that?
If there were another 100 games. No, the Phillies are winning this division. The division is over.
Man. All right. 5.5 games back. The Mets haven't been playing good baseball. You got thumb issues with your catcher. You should have heard Frank talking about thumbs. Wild. Has he ever been able to make it through without getting a thumb injury?
No, he has not had a completely healthy season, and for the most part, it has been a thumb every single year.
All right, so overall stat, we usually get like at least one status of the Mets with you a week. What are we feeling as a Mets fan?
Encouraged, beating Seattle 2 out of 3.
Hey, not bad.
You have Washington now, so that helps. David Peterson going tonight against Jake Irving. I don't remember who they have coming up after that. Take a look right now. Going to the schedule page. On the schedule page.
By the way,
at Atlanta.
Okay.
So you're playing nothing but the division right now. You're at Washington for 3, at Atlanta versus Philadelphia for 3, and then versus Miami for 4. That's the rest of the month. So it's a crucial stretch. A bunch of divisional games, and then you have Detroit, Cincinnati, and then Philly again for 4 at Philadelphia. It's not an easy run.
No, I think the Phillies probably end up winning that division. NL Central, I think the Brewers get it done, despite them losing today. Even if they lose game 1 of the doubleheader, I think the Brewers division. I think the Central is won by the Brewers. How about this for a shift in percentage? The Brewers have increased their odds of winning the division since the All-Star break by 61.2 percentage points.
It's funny what a 14-game winning streak will do to you, right?
In the middle of August. Cubs only scoring 2.8 runs per game in the month of August has now had them falling apart. They have they have seen their chances drop by 57 percentage points in winning the division. Brewers have essentially seized control, and I agree.
Like I said, it's hard to, when you're expected to win and you go on cruise control, sometimes it's hard to kick back into gear and get going again. And it's got to be the problem with the Cubs. Of course, the 14-game winner by the Brewers didn't help that case.
All right, now for the part that everybody is wanting to get to. By the way, your boy Victor Robles has been suspended 10 games.
10
for throwing his bat at the pitcher after getting hit by a pitch during a rehab assignment.
10.
Robles has appealed. I didn't do nothing.
What did he say? It slipped?
10 is too harsh.
He dropped it, picked it up, and then flung it.
How many times did he get hit that game? He got hit multiple times.
Brother.
Maybe he is arguing that he should only be suspended for the amount of games the amount of games based on the amount of pitches he was hit.
10 games.
10 games for throwing his bat like a axe during, like he's going axe throwing. Threw his bat at the pitcher. Got 10 games. What a rehab assignment. Amazing. Amazing. All right, for the point that everybody wanted to get to, the National League West. Dodgers still favored, but since the All-Star break, and this is including getting swept by LA, probably was even better when they, before that, Padres have increased their chances of winning the division by 13.2%. They've applied pressure with aggressive deadline moves. If the Dodgers continue to struggle against bad teams, I think it opens the door for San Diego, but man, do they got to start getting into gear, Frank.
Padres proved this weekend that they cannot win this division without help, and they can cement that fact if they have a poor performance this weekend.
I agree. They got to be able to go. They have to take 2 out of 3.
Yes, there's no question about it. Now you have to win this. You have to win this series. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to win the series.
Man, you have to win the series this week. You have to win the next 3 games. You have to win 5 out of the next 6 games, if you want to think about the division.
Yep.
Because hoping that Colorado stays hot against LA is a huge hope. And we said that last week against the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
And they proved us wrong. So
Rockies are not sweeping the Dodgers.
But they're not sweeping the Dodgers.
That is not happening.
I think you'd be lucky if they get another game at this point in time. So that's a look at this week in Major League Baseball. It's a very big week. When we come back, Corey Beard from San Diego FC will join us on the Braden Surprenant Show. Brand new player for San Diego FC. He's already played in a couple of games for San Diego FC. Local kid. We'll get to know him when we come back and get you a final preview of tonight's matchup between the Padres and the Giants as we wrap up the Braden Surprenant Show on a Tuesday. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 to the Fan. 134 on the Braden Surprenant Show, sending us over on Sports Station 97 through the Fan. This is Hour of 97 through the Fans brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. And we are leading you up to Gwynn and Chris coming up in the 2 o'clock hour before they lead you in the Equal Water SoCal Padres pregame show with Sam Levitt coming up at 5:40. First pitch for Padres baseball at 6:40. Joining me now, a native of Escondido, California, went to Cathedral Catholic High School before going to Stanford, a local soccer player, now a member of San Diego FC. His name is Corey Baird. He joins me on the Braden Surprenant Show. Corey, what's going on, man?
How we doing?
I'm doing well. Well, I don't know how I missed you while I was at Cathedral. I'm a year older than you. Never interacted with you one time. Talked about it with Drake Hills last week. But I doing some research, I saw some stuff for pictures of you at Parker Price and Michael Turner and some friends that I had in high school. So what a small world, not even running into each other until right now.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, those are two of my better friends there. I was only there my freshman year, though, so that's probably a factor.
Makes a lot of sense. Corey, thanks again for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Let's talk about your journey to get to the point that you're at right now. Obviously, a local kid in San Diego. San Diego's got a lot of great academies and youth levels. What was it like playing soccer in San Diego? Obviously playing for the Surf. You played a little bit for Real Salt Lake, Arizona as well. Take us through your journey.
Yeah, so, growing up in Southern California, I think everyone knows that's a hotbed for soccer in the States. It was always expected whenever you went to a tournament out of state that the Southern California teams, those are the teams to beat. So it was definitely good for me growing up, being able to play in as good of an environment as possible. My sophomore year of high school, probably around when I was 15, I was lucky enough to be called into the U17 national team's residency program. So I spent 2 years in Bradenton, Florida, doing that, living there with 30 other guys before trying to figure out what I wanted to do my senior year. And at the time, there was no MLS team in San Diego, so I wanted to try and create some ties to an MLS team. And I had some buddies that played for Salt Lake's Academy in Arizona, so I think it just kind of made sense for me to head out there. The commute up to LA was just a little too much for my parents. So I spent a year out in Arizona before 4 years at Stanford. Loved my time there. Loved getting back to California after being away for a bit. And then off to the MLS.
We're talking with Corey Baird, who is a San Diego FC forward and a recent sign for San Diego FC. He's having a great year. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Local product out of Escondido. Let's talk about being at Stanford. What's it like being a student athlete at Stanford? How difficult is that from a on-field perspective, but also while trying to get an education from Stanford?
Yeah, it's definitely pretty difficult. You got to be smart with your time. Time management becomes essential for your week to week. But I always thought it was a pretty cool experience growing up. Sometimes you can think you're a big deal with soccer, getting called in some national team stuff, but then getting to Stanford, there's people that have already won Olympic medals competing in their athletics program. And soccer was never their big sport. They have tons of sports that it's basically, if you don't win a national championship this year, it's a bad year for you. So just being surrounded by that excellence every day in the gym, walking by, Katie Ledecky is a great example of someone who is there, and it's like, you realize how famous you are and what you've done. So it kind of puts into perspective, your own accomplishments and really drives you to just keep going and push for more.
How much did that environment help you at the professional level as you look back?
I think it was huge. Just being surrounded by so many people that were just so driven at whatever it was, whether it was academically, athletically, their own side projects. My roommate my freshman year was the youngest person to put an app on the App Store, and I was like, oh, I play soccer. Like, it kind of makes my own accomplishments that I thought were kind of cool, puts it really into perspective. So it's very humbling, that's for sure.
Well, you have accomplished a lot of great things in your soccer career. You've played in now the in MLS since 2018, played for Real Salt Lake, LAFC, Houston Dynamo, FC Cincinnati, and now San Diego FC. What was that jump like from collegiate soccer to the MLS?
It was a big jump. I mean, you go from, once again, kind of being a big fish in a small pond in college soccer to you're at the bottom of the totem pole and you're working your way back up. Luckily, I had 5 to 7 other academy guys within a year or two of me that were going through it with me. So it kind of gave me a nice home base of guys that are kind of also on the come up, trying to figure it out, trying to become established professionals. So I think that was a great landing spot for me at the time. They gave a lot of opportunities to the young kids. So there was always minutes available before.
We're talking with Corey Barrett, San Diego FC forward, and the recent sign to San Diego FC. He's from Escondido, grew up here in San Diego, now representing San Diego. We'll get to that in just a second. But, when you were playing, obviously you were playing in MLS before the announcement of San Diego getting a team. You mentioned making ties with MLS teams while you were youth and in high school, and San Diego not having a team. When you found out about San Diego finally getting an MLS franchise, what was your reaction?
I was very excited. I knew from the moment it was announced that at some point I want to play for this team. I didn't know when in my career that would happen, but that was always a goal of mine. So for that to become a reality, it's pretty cool. I've been following the team on social since the day they made them. So love being able to support your hometown team and being able to play for them. It's pretty special.
How did that come about, you joining this team?
My last year and a half at Cincy, it wasn't the best fit for me, and I've been looking to get out and find a better environment for myself, and I didn't know exactly what that would be. A lot of times in this league, you don't know about trades that are happening, or you don't know where you're going to go, and you just hop on a plane and you just get a call one afternoon and you're on a plane 5 hours later. Lucky enough, San Diego was interested, and so I was buzzing at that opportunity. Was trying to play it cool, not get too excited about it, but when it finally all came together, very excited.
It's pretty fun. You get to be in your hometown. You get to do what you love to do, represent your city. I try to cherish that as much as I can as somebody that's from San Diego and to talk on the radio in my hometown. What was it like now as you kind of integrate yourself into San Diego FC, being here in San Diego and representing your city and being able to play in front of your friends and family?
Yeah, so I didn't know many guys on the team too well before joining, but they've welcomed me with open arms. It's really great group. You can tell why immediately they're doing so well this season. I haven't had the chance to represent the jersey on the field yet, but you wait your time, and when that opportunity presents itself, I'm excited and I hope to grab it as best I can.
Teams in first, not only just in the conference, but in the entire league. What's been some of the, at least from your observations, because you just mentioned it, what are some of the things that, of all the soccer teams you've been a part of, why this team has had a lot of success?
I think you see from top to bottom, everyone's got the same idea of what we want to do as a team and what that takes as a collective. Obviously, we have some incredible individuals, but I think they're also most focused on the team performance. And if the team does well, then individually they will do well as well. So I think the way everyone, like Mikey's gotten everyone pointed in the same direction. It doesn't matter where you are in the depth charts. When your time comes, people are grabbing their opportunities, doing well. And the training is incredibly intense. It's definitely been an adjustment for me. And so when you train like that 5 times a week, it's going to pay dividends on the weekend.
Talking with Corey Baird of San Diego FC, joining us on the Braden Surprenant show. What's Mikey Varas like? He seems pretty intense. I like his style. He seems to be aggressive in terms of his overall style of coaching soccer. What do you think about Coach Mikey Varas?
It's been great so far. Really like his soccer mind, the ideas that he's implemented in the team and what they're trying to teach me about the way we want to go about the game. But he's also got a calmness to him where in training, it is intense, but he doesn't need to scream at you to get that intensity. The intensity is coming from us, and if he needs to step in and be like, hey, come on, pick it up, he will. But I think it's great, the culture that the team has itself and the standards that players hold each other to so that he doesn't have to be screaming the whole time.
You guys have done a really good job all season long, even with you, coming in a little bit later. I know you're having a great time, but we got one last thing for you. We like to talk about food on the show sometimes. We have a lot of San Diego professional athletes that have joined our show that play for other MLB teams, that play for other MLS teams, that are active in professional sports. And I have to ask every San Diego product or kid what their favorite thing is, or what is the one food place or food item that you have to get when you would come home to San Diego?
Yeah, I've gotten this one a couple times. It's definitely something I'm excited to be out of the Midwest. Can't really get the best version of this there, but a California burrito is a local taco shop in Escondido, Cheetos, and that is my childhood. So I haven't had a chance to go there yet. Gotta watch the diet a little bit, but maybe the next off day we can make it up to Escondido and get a good Cali burrito.
I would imagine eating Cali burritos in the middle of a season for soccer is probably not the best idea.
Yeah, exactly. So I gotta get in at some point, but definitely gotta be smart about it.
It's funny. That's what everybody has been answering. It's mostly California burritos. Everybody that has been on the show, Corey, has had a different Mexican food place, which we love. We've even had Iloski that was on not too long ago, talked about creating breakfast burritos when he was playing in Europe for the first time, and now some European teams use breakfast burritos, some cuisine that they never knew that they liked. So it's usually that or In-N-Out that seems to be the recipe for a lot of local kids.
Yeah, I mean, can't go wrong with either of those choices.
Corey, we appreciate the time, man. Continued success, and we'll look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Corey Baird joining us on the Braden Surprenant show, San Diego FC forward, born in Escondido, played here in San Diego for the Surf growing up, went on to play at Stanford. A nice little conversation with one of the new forwards of San Diego FC. No surprises, Frank, in terms of the food.
No, that's been a consistent. That definitely has been.
That's been the most consistent every single time. And for me, that's what it was too. It was always Mexican food. Because you could get, like, In-N-Out's expanding enough. You could get In-N-Out in other places, right? Or you can get like a fast food burger. You cannot get good California burritos outside of San Diego.
Listen, I mean, there's a Taco Bell in every corner. Like, I don't know.
A foul.
I'll take that foul.
I will not.
He draws the foul.
I will eat that foul. That's fine by me.
Entertain that. I will not entertain that. Absolutely not.
Purely a joke.
Is it?
No, that was.
The New Yorker over here. Hey, you don't see me insulting pizza. Hey, man, Domino's makes a mean pie. You can probably get that out here.
No, I think we said on the show a couple weeks ago. It's a little regional place called Domino's. Not Domino's, it's Domino's.
What about Papa John?
Who?
Exactly. All right, tonight's game. What do you want to see out of the Padres tonight, Frank?
A win.
Well,
First
that's
of
nice.
all,
Yeah, add that to the list.
I would like to see at least a one, possibly would be really nice. A 2-hit performance out of both Fernando and Manny. That I think would really set the tone. I'd like to see some sort of change in the lineup. I would really like to see Ryan O'Hearn in the lineup. And if we're just looking for players to be in the lineup, I think we're setting the bar kind of low for expectations tonight. But you have to win. This is a must. It is a must-win game tonight.
I think
to get back on track. It is a must-win game.
If you want to win the division, like these are what we're talking about.
Yes.
In terms of making the playoffs, this is not a must-win game. In terms of trying to track down LA and get the momentum, you need to win. Okay? You need to win. You got to keep pace with everybody else in the National League. This is the separating point. The end of August, all of September, this is where you start making hay and get on a run. And they need to do that. I'd like to see Ryan O'Hearn in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, and again, that's got to be minimum.
I would like to see that.
I don't care if he's a first. I don't care if he's DHing. He has to be in the lineup. Has to be.
He has to be in the lineup. I agree. Once they get O'Hearn in the lineup, then we can start talking about finding a place for Gavin Sheets in the lineup. But out of the two, I would rather have O'Hearn start than Gavin Sheets. I don't know how many more times we have to watch Luis Arraez bat second. I feel like it's going to be a lot. Who knows? Maybe the lineup will change. I mean, Merrill's probably not going to be ready to play tonight. I haven't seen anything official on Jackson Merrill yet. I'm sure we'll get something later on.
I haven't either.
I have heard some things, but I don't know what his status technically is. But it doesn't sound like he's coming back today. I'd be surprised, but I don't know. We don't know the details. I'm sure we will get more information when the clubhouse opens, which is usually 2:00.
It's usually between 2 and 3.
Right.
I would say like 3:30 we would probably know, or at least be starting to know around 3:30.
Yes.
4:00 will definitely know.
So we'll keep you updated on that. I'll be at the game tonight. I'm going as a fan, as a civilian, as Frank would say. I'm not in the press box. Looking forward to that. We have football practice later today as well. We only got a couple of minutes, but we always got to make room for this caller. Martin in Santee has called in. Martin, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, great show as always. And Braden, I just wanted to say, both you and Frank, great combination. Number one, number two, your interview skills, man. They are wonderful. They have I don't want to say improved. They've been good. They've gotten great. And the fact that you bring back the local connection is laudable to you and to 97.3, and much appreciated. And again, the one thing that gets me though, the California burrito, I can't do French fries in a burrito. So and I'm a local, so it's one of those things. But anyway, just to really compliment you on your growth in this position, you're teaming up with Frank, and the effort to bring back the locals and just it's just nice. So another great show. Appreciate all that you and 97.3 have brought to us, and go Padres.
Go Padres. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you, Uncle Martin.
Exactly. This is why we let Martin on the air. Flooded with compliments.
Thanks, Uncle Martin.
I know, like I don't give out as many compliments as I should. I should probably give out more compliments, but you know what? It's always great to receive some. And so we really appreciate it. Frank works his ass off over there, or his legs off, I should say. In the other chair, we try to make it as much, we try to make it as fun as possible. And as Martin says, this is a local show, by locals that want to talk local stuff. So I'll dive in with high school football later in the week. That's this week. Look forward to that. Local athletes doing their thing, right? At the next level. We're going to try to get some college football players on that represent San Diego throughout the country, NFL players too. We had Casey Tuhill on. I mean, think about it. We've got a lot of great players on our show, all because Frank does a great job getting them on from all different professional leagues that have all grown up here.
Been trying to get Trey White on, but unfortunately our timing and scheduling keeps conflicting. So
it does.
We're working on trying to get him on.
Trying to get Trey White on, Tano Lutuli on. Trying to get some other. We got so many great college football players throughout the country that are San Diegans. We've got a great NFL group of San Diegans. We're going to try to get as many of them on as possible. And we should probably keep a tally on what they say. I think everybody has said Mexican food or California burrito.
More or less, yes. I would agree with that.
Milan Alosky was the only one that said a breakfast burrito. And I think we've had one In-N-Out. For Frank Marchese, I'm Braden Surprenant. Braden Surprenant Show done for the day. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Gwen and Chris coming up next.